got a man wide open. It's caught by Massaquoi. 50, 40. So long, everybody. Massaquoi, touchdown.
From left to right, the kick is high and end over end and in the air. We are underway. 7 McGee on the 5 to take it for Oregon. To the 10, to the 15. Hit between the hashes, just shy of the 15-yard line and driven back to about the 12 or 13 by Dan Jackson, the safety, leading the charge, the junior from Gainesville, Georgia. And perhaps it was it Nyland Green, the other guy that got contact in there around the 15. They're going to spot it on the 14. For the Oregon Ducks on the near hash, and that's how this one starts. Georgia on defense now, Oregon in green on offense. It was Marcus Rosemy, Jack Saint. They both wear number 1s, Green and Marcus Rosemy, Jack Saint. A lot of duplicate numbers for Georgia and for both teams, really. Bo Nix is the starting quarterback for the Oregon Ducks. They send a man in motion to the right to add 3 wides to that side. And now they'll run it with Irving. Marquise Irving, the running back, takes a toss to the right, gets up across the 20, and is tripped up at the 21-yard line by the safety, Christopher Smith. And that's a gain of 6, almost 7. Well, let's call it 7. It'll be second down and 3.
Dogs played quarter, half. Just a 2-receiver set on both sides. Little spread look there by Oregon. Nothing but a quick pitch and able to gain the edge quickly.
Ducks on the 21, their own 21, second play of the game. Man in motion to this side behind the quarterback. Nix with a quick throw to the right, off his hands. The intended target was again Irving, the running back, and incomplete into the boundary on the Georgia side of the field. Incomplete pass. Keely Ringo was in the area for the Bulldogs. That'll bring up third down now. Third down and 3 from the Oregon 21-yard line.
Again, Dogs just come out, nothing but a zone look. Keeping the football in front of them right now.
Ducks work on the far hash, moving to our left. They've got 2 receivers lined up on this side and 2 to the right, and 1 back in the backfield to the left of Bo Nix, the former Auburn quarterback. And Oregon may have moved early. Their right tackle, Sala.
Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty, third down.
Big 6'6", 330-pound senior right tackle from Hilo, Hawaii, with a false start to back up Oregon to the 16-yard line.
Boy, we saw that all last year. Quick movement there by the Georgia defensive line. Worked so many times last year early in this football game with all of this noise. Works again early in this season.
Georgia with 3 guys with a hand on the turf. Here they come. Bring 4. Nix throws it over the middle. A little crossing route caught at the 17. Quickly the receiver to the near side and up to the 25. That's Dante Thornton. And he gets the first down by about a yard. Hit by Malachi Starks, the freshman from Jefferson, Georgia, for the Bulldogs. But the gain is up to the 26-yard line. They picked up 10. And Oregon with a first down and back and ready to go. Quick snap to Nix on the 20. Catch and throw to the left. Caught at the 31 by Terrence Ferguson, a tight end. Tackled by Dan Jackson, the safety, at the 34-yard line. A pickup of 3. It'll be second down and 3.
On that third down conversion, Oregon got away with the hold. We had a couple of guys break through the line of scrimmage, only rushed 4, but Oregon lashed on to one of our defensive linemen.
Nix with a play fake. He'll keep it as he runs into his bench area to the near side and angles out of bounds at the 40-yard line to pick up another Oregon first down there. So a 6-yard run as Nix pulled it out of the belly of the running back, kept it and angled to the left for the first down. Oregon moving it out to the 40, and Georgia with some substitutions on defense now.
Read option there from Bo Nix, and Dogs once again lost contained. 2 plays early on here in this football game. Oregon able to get outside of the tackle box and find running room.
We've got Walthour and Brinson and Stackhouse, our defensive linemen. Nolan Smith, the linebacker, up on the line with a hand in the turf. And Smile Munden will come in and make the hit on the back, straight up the gut, smile from around the right edge, and right down the line of scrimmage to clobber Marquise Irving behind the line for about 1.5 yards, maybe a 2-yard loss.
First time today, Dogs brought pressure. Dan Jackson came down to cover the slot receiver. Munden able to come in on a little weak side linebacker blitz immediately in the backfield to blow that play up.
They spotted at the 39-yard line, called a 1-yard loss. It'll be second down, 10.5. Nix in the shotgun for the Ducks. They're all in green. A little bit of yellow trim. They'll throw it to the right. It's caught on an out pattern at the 45-yard line by Chase Cota, the transfer from UCLA. And he's run into the sidelines on the far side of the field by the Bulldogs cornerback Kamari Lassiter. Makes the tackle there at the Oregon 47-yard line. He picked up 8. Going to be third down and about 2. Quick snack to Nix. He throws it, and he either hit the receiver or he hit the back of the defender. I couldn't tell. Irving was trying to go to Irving, and Irving was turning around, but it hit him in the shoulder and bounced away, incomplete. Tresman Marshall was in pursuit of the offensive player for Georgia's defense, and the pass goes incomplete, and that brings up fourth down for Oregon as the drive stalls shy of midfield.
Pretty good coverage there by Georgia. That football should have been caught, though. It was a quick wheel route out of the backfield. Bo Nix had to get rid of it maybe a little bit sooner than he wanted to, but hit his intended target right in the hands. It was just a little bit early because of the pressure on him.
Adam Berry, a transfer from Temple, will punt it away for Oregon, and it is Ladd McConkey to make the booth here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. DJ Shockley on the sidelines for us. Let's head down to Shock. DJ.
Yeah, guys, just talking to some of the coaches before the game. They talked about this is an Oregon defense that has some pretty good guys on the secondary, but they feel like they got a chance to hit some big shots in this ball game. So expect Georgia offensively to try to push the football down the field some in this game.
All right, Shock, we'll see that Georgia offense for the first time in this game, first time this season as they huddle up. Line of scrimmage will be the 15-yard line. 8 plays and a punt for Oregon in their opening possession. Stetson Bennett, the 24-year-old senior from Blackshear, in at quarterback. Man in motion to the left is McConkey. Handoff to Kenny McIntosh. He's bumped around, crossing the line of scrimmage. Ball came out, picked up by Darnell Washington, but the whistle has blown. As the play was blown dead, Kenny was being knocked around like a pinball, but he got a 3-yard gain up to the 18-yard line.
Yeah, 2 tight ends set there, run right behind big Darnell Washington. Not a whole lot of running room as Oregon had the box stacked up.
Linebacker Justin Flo on the hit for Oregon. McIntosh in the backfield with Bennett. Second down and 7. Snap to Stetson. Quick throw to the left to Brock Bowers. He got a block on the inside, cuts in between the hash marks, and up the field he comes across the 25 to the 27-yard line. First down brought to you by Scana Energy and a gain of 9. Williams, the nickelback, made the tackle. Georgia goes fast. We throw it out to the left to Kenny McIntosh. He gets to the edge, and Kenny Mack, who had better than 20 catches last season, was one of Georgia's top receivers, pushed out of bounds by the All-American preseason linebacker Noah Sewell for the Ducks up at the Georgia 44-yard line. So Georgia's offense moving quickly off the 15, already up to its own 44.
Dogs caught the Ducks asleep there a little bit as they went hurry up. Just a quick little swing pass on the outside. Great block by Darnell Washington to help Kenny McIntosh for the big gain.
First catch of the game for Brock Bowers, who led Georgia in that department last year with 56 receptions. Dejon Edwards is in the ball game now. Play fake to him from Bennett. He throws a quick out to McConkey, the receiver, with 2 big tight ends blocking for him out on the left edge. Right in front of the Georgia sideline, crosses midfield on the catch by McConkey and stopped at the 48 of Oregon. Jamal Hill, the safety, with the stop for the Ducks.
Boy, a lot of different looks right now from this Dogs offense. Kind of what you would expect with so much experience coming back. But Dogs spreading out Oregon. Quick slip screens, quick bubble screens right now. little swing passes, all safe throws, but has got this Oregon defense on their heels on this first drive.
8-yard gain, 2nd down and 2 for the Dogs in Oregon territory here in the first quarter. We're scoreless in the ball game. Georgia with its first possession. Quick throw, Bennett to McIntosh. Sheds a tackle, puts a hand on the ground for balance, stays upright and stays in bounds, and stopped at the 34-yard line, far side of the field. He broke away from Flo, the linebacker, and got stopped he broke a tackle from Sewell as well. Gonzalez and Stevens in the secondary finally made the stop at the 34. It's 1st and 10. We'll throw it to Kenny Mack this way. Same kind of play, and the result not as good as Oregon defends it well on the wide side of the field to the near side. Kenny McIntosh hit at the 35-yard line, going to lose a yard on the play. This time the linebackers Sewell and Flo did not let Kenny Mack get away from them.
Already 3 catches for Kenny McIntosh here on this first drive. We got used to seeing James Cook in that role. Kenny McIntosh looks very, very comfortable catching the football out of the backfield and when he's lined up at receiver.
Lost a yard. We're behind the chains. 2nd and 11 now. Bennett in the shotgun and Kendall Milton in the backfield. He'll take a play fake. They blitz on Bennett. He avoids the rush, runs to the sidelines, and dumps it into the bench on the Oregon side of the field for an incomplete pass.
Good decision there by Stetson Bennett. He got flushed out and had to go to his right. All of his receivers were over on the left-hand side of the field. Really had nowhere to go with the football. Smart play. Get it thrown out of bounds, live to fight another down.
Sewell, the linebacker, the guy that put pressure on Bennett that time and forced him out of the pocket. So it's 3rd and 11 now. Georgia with its first pressure play of this early ball game. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Milton stays in at backfield. Van Pran with the snap to Bennett. He loads and fires. Caught. Marcus Rosemy. Jack Saint hit going out of bounds at the 23 or the 24. That's another Scana Energy first down. Triquez Bridges, the cornerback, a sophomore from Lynette, Alabama, with the hit. But it's a first down for the Dogs down to the Oregon 23.
Boy, just too easy for Georgia there. Oregon only rushed 8. Looked like they wanted to play a little too cloud, but almost blew the coverage on the near side of the field as the cornerback just dropped and allowed the deep comeback to be able to be completed.
12 yards and a first down for the Bulldogs. Georgia driving, nearing the red zone now, coming off their own 15-yard line. Play clock less than 10. Bennett giving directions. Back in the shotgun with Milton. Snap it. He spins the ball. Bennett rolls out, pressured away to the near side, and again he will just dump it into the seats and get rid of it. As Oregon brought a blitz up the middle and forced Bennett to run to his right, and he wisely threw it away. It'll be 2nd down and 10, and it was Johnson and Ware Hudson, a couple of linemen that had the pressure on Stetson Bennett that time.
Boy, if the pressure wasn't there, Brock Bowers ran a corner route from his inside tight end position that was about to break wide open, but the pressure forced Stetson Bennett to get out of the pocket to his right. Again, no receivers in the vicinity as everybody flooded to the far side of the field.
2nd and 10 from the 23 of Oregon for the Dogs. Dejon Edwards in, play fake Bennett. He's going to keep it and run to the 20, to the 17. He angles to the 16, out of bounds as he sprints into the near side boundary. To the 16-yard line. He picked up 7. That'll bring up 3rd down, but the Dogs are in the red zone now. It's brought to you by Massey Ferguson. Experience the compact utility tractors that will take you through the season strong. Bennett's got some wheels, doesn't he?
Boy, does he ever. Again, pretty good position by Oregon defensively. Just the athleticism and speed of Stetson Bennett to get outside and contain and pick up 7 yards.
He left defenders in his dust. Edwards stays in the backfield with Bennett. 1 receiver to the far side. Now man in motion. Rosemy Jack Saint joins him on the left. Bennett will throw and caught at the 10 by A.D. Mitchell. In traffic. Hit right there on the spot where he caught it at the 10 by Gonzalez for Oregon. They're going to spot it just inside the 10. It's going to be goal to go for the Dogs from the 9.5.
Boy, good read right there by Stetson Bennett. Had an option to the strong side of the formation. Decided to go backside where he had 2 slants. Pretty tight coverage there. But Kenny McIntosh, again, with people hanging all over him, able to secure the football. He's a running back looking like one of the best receivers we've got.
It was a 7-yard gain. We run a reverse on the toss to McConkey. He fakes out 2 men and into the end zone, far corner. Touchdown, Ladd McConkey.
Boy, Ladd McConkey breaking ankles on that little reverse. Big block by Brock Bowers, but that was set up by a great move that left Ducks swimming in their own wake.
9-yard run on the pitch back to McConkey. A little misdirection, and the Dogs on the board first, 6-0. And waiting for Jack Podlesny to try the extra point with Stetson Bennett to hold.
Changed to 44.
That touchdown brought to you by Engineered Solutions of Georgia, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. Now here's Jack Pod for the point after try to make it 7-0. Snap, hold, kick in the air, in the net. It's good. Dogs with a brilliant drive. 13 plays, or 12 plays. 12 on the drive, 85 yards. How about that? The Dogs lead it 7-0. Our first half today presented by attorney Ken Nugent, injured in a wreck. There's only one call. That's all. 1-800-CALL-KEN. Georgia leads Oregon 7-0. First quarter. Back in a moment. Bulldogs Sports Network. Hard line. Their second series of the game. 7-0 Georgia. We're in the first quarter. 6:15 remaining in the first period.
Nothing fancy from the Dogs on that opening drive from Oregon. Only brought pressure on one time. Other than that, pretty vanilla with their looks, only rushing 4.
4 receivers set for the Ducks. 2 left, 2 right. They'll run it. Nix with the handoff in the backfield. Nowhere to go. Oh, my goodness. Christopher Smith, the safety, just came up and wailed on Noah Whittington, the sophomore from Fort Valley, Georgia, transfer from Western Kentucky. He almost knocked him back to Western Kentucky. At the 24-yard line, he lost a yard.
Boy, great close there from Christopher Smith. Dogs in a cover 2 look. Smith comes from 15 yards back to make that play.
Nix takes the snap. They give it to Whittingham again. He's straight up the Whittington, rather. He's straight up the gut, right up the hash. So they let him bounce back after losing a yard. Then he's got positive work this time up to the 35-yard line. He got 11 yards, and he gets the first down for the Ducks. Hit by Malachi Starks, the freshman defensive back from Jefferson, Georgia, for the Dogs.
Boy, defensive front there from Georgia just got collapsed by that big offensive line from Oregon. Oregon easily able to get outside and found a nice little crease right up the middle and heart of that Georgia defense.
3 seniors and a junior across the front 5 for the Oregon Ducks. Nix goes empty set this time. 4 guys to the right. They throw it with blocking. Set up a bit of a screen on the right side to Byron Cardwell, one of the running backs. And Kamari Lassiter going to get in there and make the stop at the 40-yard line. A pickup of 5 for Oregon on first down. Second down and 5 now, just across the 40, their own 40, moving to our left. This time Nix will take the snap, throw it to the left side. Same play to this side, and he throws it to Cardwell again, who dives between 2 blockers. Face first into the grass, into the turf at the 43-yard line, perhaps. Javon Bullard on the stop for the Georgia defense, a sophomore from Milledgeville, Georgia.
Yeah, you're right, Scott. Same exact play. Bubble screen this time to the left of the Oregon offense. That time, however, Bullard able to get through and slice through a couple of blocks from Oregon Ducks to get in on the play.
He got 3, so it's 3rd down and 2 now for Oregon as they shift their offense all over the place. Guys going to the right now, coming back and settling on the left. They've got 3 receivers to the left. They shift the running back, snap it to Nix, hand it off to Whittington straight ahead. He dodges 1 man and darts into a little bit of a hole and across the 45 to the 46, maybe the 47-yard line. It looks like he got about 4, and he's going to get the first down as the Ducks will move the chains. Michael Williams, the freshman from Columbus, Georgia, on the hit for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of confusion up front there from Georgia as Oregon shifted into a couple of different offensive formations.
Ducks are ready to go on 1st and 10 from their 47-yard line. Nix with time, wants to go deep ball, near sideline. Everybody turns around and looks at it, and it is intercepted, I think. Yeah, Georgia picked it off. Malachi Starks with his first, falling with his back onto the ground, down inside the Dogs' 10 at the 8. It was a jump ball. Both guys battling for it. Starks makes a terrific play for the interception.
Boy, did he ever right there. Able to get back into safety position, located the football. He was falling backwards, almost horizontal to the ground, and somehow able to reach those big arms up there and hold on to the football. Fantastic athletic play, and Dogs back on the attack.
Nix throws a pick at the 8. Dogs ball going the other way. Let's pause. 10 seconds station ID on the Bulldog Sports Network. We're at Auburn. Dogs 1st and 10 on our own 8-yard line, leading it 7-0. Bennett checking with his offensive line. Nice settles back into the shotgun. McIntosh in the backfield. Kenny Mack gets the give. He runs at left guard and pushes up behind some blocking from Warren McClendon on the right side. Brandon Dorless, the talented junior lineman from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, makes the stop for the Ducks as McIntosh pushes it up for about 3 yards up to the 11. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Dogs.
Oregon in a single safety, 3 deep look. Stetson Bennett up, changing the play at the line of scrimmage.
Dogs are huddling now, taking that time. A.D. Mitchell out of the huddle. Dogs go quickly up to the line. Milton's in the backfield. Play fake from Bennett. Rolls to his near side. Throws it to the big tight end, Darnell Washington. Oh, he left a man in his wake. And he hurdles another guy. Oh, look at the big right on the Oregon sideline, just showing off his skills. He pushes that ball up the field to the 36-yard line. A much smaller man tried to tackle him. That was Jeffrey Bossa, the linebacker, and then he hurdled over another guy right in front of the Oregon Ducks offensive sideline.
Our tight ends are just built different. That was really well covered. Stetson Bennett doubted even going to Darnell there on that play, gave it to him late, and then the Ducks, there's no chance of bringing the big man down.
25 yards and a Scana Energy 1st down. Here's Bennett now. Will throw it on a slant from the left. It's caught near the 45. Kearis Jackson with his first catch of the game. And he was hit a couple of times from opposite directions by the Ducks defenders right at the Georgia 45 as we near the Chick-fil-A logo in the middle of the field. Bennett Williams, one of the guys delivering a blow for Oregon.
Oregon right now is getting hit. They don't even know where the punches are coming from. A little fake quick pitch to Stetson's right, comes backside and throws a slant. Another receiver running wide open down the field.
That last pass play covered 9 yards. 2nd and short, 2nd and 1. Bennett in the shotgun with Milton. Fake the reverse to Rosenby Jack Saint. Want to go downfield. He's got Bowers on a crossing route. Caught at the 40. Bowers spins away from a tackler at the 29 and twisted out of bounds around the 28, 26 is where they're going to spot him out. Jamal Hill, the safety from Rex, Georgia, got all twisted up in number 19's pads. And Bowers carries him out of bounds at the 26 of Oregon.
Well, we faked the reverse that we scored the touchdown on. In great just play calling sequence here from Monken. Fake that little reverse and great protection by that deep and experienced offensive line to allow Brock Bowers to cross the entire football field. And then Stetson Bennett delivered a strike. And Oregon still hasn't tackled one of our tight ends. They just pushed him out of bounds. They can't bring him to the ground.
29 yards and 1st and 10 on the Oregon 26. Bennett with a fake handoff and a rollout. Hits Lat McConkey. Sidesteps a man at the 17-yard line inside the 10 and just tripped up as he dives for the goal line. Comes up just shy inside the 1. He got tripped up. He broke a tackle from Bridges first, and then Bennett finally got him to the turf. A couple of the secondary guys, but the Dogs are goal to go. And now they bring the ball back. Well, they spotted on the 2. Now they move it back inside the 1. 25 yards on the gain. Here we go. 1st and 10. 1st and goal on the 1. Toss to Milton to the right side. He can't get to the goal line. They knock him out of bounds right in front of the pylon. May have knocked him back an inch or so. Dogs look like they're going to have it on the 1. They lost about the length of the football. Tried to run to the short side of the field. They'll spot it back there. It'll be 2nd and goal. Tip of the ball is on the 1-yard line. Georgia leading 7-0 and trying to go up 2 touchdowns here in the opening quarter. But we'll have to wait for quarter number 2. That's the last play of the first period. Jalen Carter may be in the game when we come back. The jumbo package Oh, we like it. Our first half presented by attorney Ken Nugent. Over $1.5 billion drive here as they are in the Massey Ferguson red zone. Experience the compact utility tractors that will take you through the season strong. They're on the Oregon 1-yard line here on the first play. Far into the field down to our left. I formation. Hand it to Milton. No. Bennett fakes and rolls out into the corner. Touchdown Stetson Bennett. Boy, he had me fooled, and he's running for the pylon for 6 more.
He had you fooled. He had everybody in a green jersey fooled as well. Stetson Bennett got outside. There was not a duck in sight, and Stetson Bennett waltzes into the end zone, and what a fantastic drive. Ducks right now don't even know where to look. They're getting hit from angles they've never seen before.
We had some jumbos in there, and they all went left, and Bennett pulled it out of Milton's belly and went to the right. He just had to beat one man into the corner, and that he did. 13-0 Dogs. Point after try by Jack Podlesny is on the way. There's the snap and the hold by Bennett, and the kick by Jack is good, and it is 14-0. That Georgia touchdown by Stetson Bennett brought to you by Engineered Solutions of Georgia, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. And see, I said it was a 92-yard drive. If they got in, they did get in. 7 plays in 3 minutes and 37 seconds. And the final tally was a 1-yard run by Stetson Bennett, although he ran about 30 yards to get the one and make it 14-0.
Yeah, right. Dogs right now, and Coach Monken has put together just a masterful game plan early in this football game. The majority of the time we've had 2 tight ends in the football game with Brock Bowers and Darnell Washington, moving them all over the place, leveraging McIntosh as well in the pass game, rotating a number of different receivers in, but different looks, and we're play after play has been set up off of the previous play as well. Ducks right now not sure where the football is, and Dogs running up and down the field.
Our drive summary is brought to you by Georgia Metals. From a dog house to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. Second quarter, 14-0, Georgia leading Oregon. 7 McGee back deep for the Ducks, and Jack Podlesny to kick it away. Swings that right leg right into it. He'll take a fair catch right on the goal line for the Ducks. They'll get the ball at the 25. 7 McGee. Must be a Seinfeld fan, as he wears number 7, and his name is 7. Or at least his parents were fans, perhaps. They'll get the ball on the 25-yard line. Georgia football is brought to you in part by your Atlanta area BMW centers, providing legendary performance, exceptional offers, and a premium ownership experience. At BMW, they only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine. Visit BMWATL.com today, proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics, and BMW says, go Dogs. And so do we. 14-0, the Dogs lead it. Oregon will try once again. Bo Nix intercepted on the last series by Malachi Starks, the freshman with his first Georgia pick. Now they'll change directions and come toward us here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Nix will hand it off to Marquise Irving, the transfer from Minnesota. He angles to the left, and he'll go down in the arms of Tyrion Ingram Dawkins right at the line of scrimmage. No gain as he tried to run and get outside to the left, but Ingram Dawkins prevented that. Tackles him on the 25-yard line. 2nd down and 10.
Oregon stacked receivers on either side of the formation there, trying to spread Georgia out, then get outside the edge, but that time Georgia, nice job getting contained.
This time the handoff goes up the middle to Irving, and Nolan Smith makes the tackle, the linebacker for the Bulldogs. Tackled Irving as he gains maybe 3 to the 28. The ball is placed down between the hash marks. Oregon all in green coming this way. Georgia in red jerseys and silver breeches and red helmets. With a 14-0 lead, making some defensive switches. William Poole checks into the ball game. And now Oregon's running their offensive receivers from left side to right side. We'll see if everybody gets settled when the play clock is at 10 right now.
Let's see if the Dogs dial up some pressure here. They've only brought linebacker pressure one time this game.
Play clock at 2. Nix with the snap. Looks to the left, dumps it off to the right. And it is caught right around the 30 by Sean Dollars, one of the running backs, and we chase him down on the near sideline at the 35. Smile Munden, the linebacker, chased him down at the 35, but the gain is 8 and a first down for Oregon. That's the Ducks' 5th first down of the game. Georgia has 8 of those. Nix now will throw with no pressure. He throws it to Ferguson, the tight end, who falls down in front of their sideline. And a Georgia man piles on top of him, Keely Ringo, but the catch is made at the Ducks' 40-yard line. A pickup of 5, 2nd down and 5 for the visitors from the West Coast.
Just a quick hitch on the outside there by Oregon. Pretty good coverage by Keely.
Nix, again with time, lobs it up deep on the near sideline, trying to run it underneath for Dante Thornton. He had good coverage by Malachi Starks, and the ball lands out of bounds, incomplete, down around the 35 or the 30 of Georgia.
I realize it's Malachi's first game, but already as a quarterback, I'm not going after him. I'm going somewhere different.
Well, he's already proven he can make a play on the ball, hasn't he?
And just fantastic coverage there on the inside fade route. Nowhere for the Oregon receiver to go. Malachi just had him engulfed.
Ball's on the Oregon 40. 12:46 remaining second quarter. Georgia with a 14-0 lead. Snap back to Nix. He looks to his right, throws it back to the left to Irving out of the backfield. The little guy's off and running. Crosses midfield, far sideline, and chased out of bounds. He had an arm bar going into the sideline at the 44-yard line, and there's a flag on the play. Christopher Smith wrestling with him to get him out of bounds. He made the play. Now let's check the flag. Dropped at the 40-yard line.
That might be a face mask on us.
Personal foul, force collar tackle, defense. That 59 penalty be added to the end of the run. First down.
Mike Roach out of the ACC. They penalize the Dogs. Is that our first penalty of the game? I believe it is, yes. And it's a big one, unfortunately, as they
goes on number 29 of the defense, 29.
They'll move the Ducks inside the Georgia 30 to the Bulldogs' 29-yard line. Now Oregon threatening to get on the scoreboard for the first time. They trail 14-0.
Poor route there by Munden in pursuit of the backfield. It slipped out of the backfield that caught that. Took an inside route and allowed Oregon to get outside for the big gain.
4 receivers near side, 1 to the right as they go empty set. Nix with a pump fake throws. It's intercepted. Intercepted around the 22 by Christopher Smith. Up the middle of the field. Slides down at the 43-yard line. Christopher Smith, he had a pick against Clemson in the opener last year. Had a pick against Alabama in the national championship. And now he's got one in the opener in his senior season against Oregon.
Well, Oregon tried to fake a bubble screen in that multi-receiver look that they had on the outside and then hit something quick going up the seam. Christopher Smith read it the entire way. Looked like he was the intended receiver.
Smith with the second interception of Bo Nix. Dogs ball going the other way at the 44-yard line. Timeout here in the second. Bennett in the shotgun. Milton in the backfield. Play fake to Kendall. Rolls to the right. Wide naked bootleg. Flag down behind the play. The pass to the big tight end, the big O, Washington, is complete. They push him out of bounds. They can't get him on the turf. They just have to shove him. And he's out of bounds at the Oregon 38. But let's check a flag back near the Georgia line of scrimmage. Justin Flo with a stop.
Personal foul, face mask, offense number 73. It's a 15-yard penalty, first down.
Well, that wipes out a first down, a big play for Georgia. A face mask on our offensive lineman Xavier Truss. And that'll be our second 15-yard penalty of the game. Back us up, too. Ball back to the Georgia 29-yard line.
Well, take the penalty out. You obviously don't want to see that. The play calling here from Coach Monken has just got this Oregon defense completely confused. A lot of misdirection, reverses. Oregon right now doesn't know which way to look as the Dogs are attacking from everywhere.
And it's 1st and 25. We'll see if Georgia can overcome this. Kendall Milton in the backfield. McConkey in motion across the formation to the right. This time they give it to Milton to the 30, to the 35. As he angles to the left, he had a little bit of a high-step kick in there right after he got the handoff from Bennett, and he runs into the Oregon sideline to the 38, chased there by Triquez Bridges, the cornerback from Lynette, Alabama. And Milton to the 38, a gain of 9 yards on that first carry. So it shortens it up a little bit. Dogs still behind the chains, however. 2nd down and 16.
Yeah, Dogs not looking to get all of it here. Just want to get 8 or 9 yards to get themselves into a 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, a manageable situation on 3rd down.
Dogs with Amarius Mims at right tackle. Ratledge is at right guard. And then Truss and Jones are on the other side. Bennett with all kinds of time. That front line blocking their tails off. And now he finds A.D. Mitchell way downfield at the 35-yard line. One-on-one, he goes up and gets it, but check another flag back near the 30 for Georgia. Bridges made the stop on the receiving end of the play for the Oregon defense, but Mike Roach is going to tell us what's going on.
Roughing the passer, defense number 10. A penalty applied to the end of the run, first down.
Oh, I like that.
Boy,
That was on Justin Flo, the linebacker, Z. A personal foul penalty as we'll tack on a big penalty after a big play.
yeah, no question about that. And Scott, what you said, Oregon decided to rush 3. Pretty good coverage downfield, but the job that this offensive line is doing, allowing Stetson Bennett all day to survey the field.
To look at potential targeting.
All day to survey the field. A.D. Mitchell, good job just on his scramble adjustment rules coming back to the football. Stetson Bennett delivers a strike, and Dogs in business once again.
All right, the play's under review. I don't know if you heard the announcement from Mike Roach, but the play's under review. It's brought to you by Pruitt Health, where family makes us stronger, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. They're going to check for targeting. So 11 is a 42-yard gain, and the Dogs are down on the Ducks 20 as they enter the Massey Ferguson red zone once again. Experience the compact utility tractors that will take you through the season strong. We are back inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here at Mercedes-Benz, where Georgia leads Oregon into the second quarter, 14-0, 10:49 to go here in the first half. The Dogs driving away from our position here in the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth, and 20 yards away from it in a 3-touchdown lead.
Good position on the field here to take a shot at the end zone on this first down play.
Dejon Edwards, the lone setback. Everybody in tight. Give it to Dejon with blocking to the right. He cuts behind it and will be tripped up at the 16-yard line. Rolling to the 15 is Dejon Edwards from Colquitt County. Amarius Mims and Van Pran and Ratledge all blocking on that right side, and Edwards just reading the block and right off their tails. And Bossa, the linebacker, and Addison, the safety, made the stop for Oregon, but the gain was 4.
Zone run right behind that trips bunch look for the Dogs. Edwards able to find just a little bit of daylight and get a nice first down pickup.
McConkey and Mitchell, the receivers to the right for Stetson Bennett, is going to go under center this time, and Edwards will stay in the backfield. They'll toss it and run left with power blocking. Edwards to the 15, contact at the 12, spins and rolls down to the 10. A lot of red shirts over there leading the way for Dejon Edwards as he pushes the ball down to about the 10.5. Got about 6 on the run to the left side. Steve Stevens, the safety from Fresno, California, one of the guys to make the tackle for the Ducks. It's going to be third down and less than a yard, about a foot to go for the Dogs, right around the Oregon 10-yard line. Big Van Pran over the ball, ready to snap it back to Bennett in the shotgun. Milton's in the backfield now. We overload the right side, hand it to Milton. He'll run that way, veer out behind the block from Bowers, cut back inside, and they tackle him around the legs, shy of the goal line at the 1. I think if Kendall keeps it to the outside, Z, he gets into the end zone, but he decided to cut back inside, and that's when Oregon made the stop just shy of the goal line. But it's going to be goal to goal from right there on the 1.
Yeah, Kendall overthought that one for sure. Great job of blocking up front. If he stays outside, he probably gets into the end zone. Thought he could cut behind the Oregon defender, but nice tackle there by the Duck. One thing that's standing out right now, this Georgia offensive line, we talked about how deep and experienced they are. They are playing one heck of a football game.
Milton in the backfield. They hand it to Kenny McIntosh on the end around to the right, and he sweeps into the end zone right in front of the pylon, untouched. Kenny McIntosh across the field for a 1-yard run and a 20-0 Georgia lead.
Boy, jet sweep again, more misdirection coming from Todd Monken, and Dogs right now having their way with the Ducks.
No kidding, another Georgia touchdown brought to you by Engineered Solutions of Georgia, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. So Kenny McIntosh has the score now to go with Stetson Bennett's score and Ladd McConkey's score. And all of them have been on the ground. Here's Jack Podlesny for the point after try, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. 21-0. Darnell Washington, Brock Bowers, 2 tight ends, leading the way, blocking for McIntosh to allow him untouched on that 1-yard across the field run into the end zone just inside the far pylon. 3-score lead for the Dogs. It's 21-0. Second quarter with 8:25 to go here in Atlanta. Our first half is presented 21-0 Georgia over Oregon. Second quarter, Barbasol Shaving Cream. Choose Barbasol Shaving Cream for a thick lather and close, comfortable shave. Barbasol, the American original for over 100 years. Better buy Barbasol. We'll run through the Georgia Metals drive summary after the kickoff by Jack Podlesny from right to left, teed up on the 35. Swings his leg into this one, and Oregon will let it sail into the end zone. Just barely bounced up the chalk on the goal line, and Seven McGee let it sail over his head. They'll take the touchback and the ball at the 25. So the Dogs, after the pick by Christopher Smith, cash in again. They go 56 yards in 6 plays. Kenny McIntosh, who had 3 rushing touchdowns last year, 2 receiving TDs, and a passing touchdown in the Orange Bowl with his first score of the year to make it 21-0. That's your Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. Oregon 1st and 10 on the 25. They'll put the ball on the far hash as the Ducks come this way to the right. Snap back to Nix. He tosses it to the running back left. Smile Munden back there. Almost had a shot at him at the 25, but Byron Cardwell spun away from him. And then they hit him again around the 27. Pop. Jamon Dumas-Johnson with the tackle. Brings him down after a 2-yard gain. Almost had it for no gain, but Munden couldn't hang on.
Yeah, good pursuit there by the Dogs. Munden did a good job of slowing them up, and then a couple of Dogs in hot pursuit.
Second down, 8 for the Ducks. Nix in the pocket, throws, and McGee makes the catch, and then he is belted crossing the middle of the field by Christopher Smith. Christopher Smith got his big boy pants on today. My goodness. Boy, Smith having quite a game here in the first half. He makes the hit at the 35-yard line.
Does he ever? Dogs continue to be very vanilla right now defensively. A lot of cover 2, a little bit of single safety sprinkled in, but no blitzing.
Need less than a yard. Oregon will try to run it. Jalen Carter gets through the gap to make the running back go down towards the turf, Cardwell, but he puts a hand on the ground and is able to maintain his balance to bounce enough to get the first down just across the 35. If Carter brings him down cleanly where he first made contact, it's 4th down, but Oregon gets the first instead. Ball just across the 35. Nix with a play fake for the Ducks. He'll throw it out to Ferguson, the tight end. Malachi Starks will bump him out of bounds at the Oregon 45.5 on the near sideline. And that's another first down after a pickup of 10.5.
Pick route there by Oregon that Malachi got caught up on, that got or created just enough space for Bo Nix to complete that.
Ducks go empty this time. Throw it to the near side. Caught around the 50 by Chase Cota, and then ushered out of bounds by Keely Ringo into the Oregon sideline. In Georgia territory, however, at the Bulldog 42-yard line. So they pick up 13 more yards and another first down. Ducks moving quickly, moving the sticks. Nix, not much pressure, rolls out of the pocket, throws it low, and it's scooped up off the turf and complete by Cota. Again, the transfer from UCLA scooped it up at the Georgia 37-yard line. A pickup of 5. It'll be second down and 5 for the Ducks.
Boy, really good hands there by Cota. Coverage nice by Keely Ringo. Bo Nix able to escape outside to his right. Almost looked like he was throwing that one away. Cota somehow able to go down right on the sideline and snag that one off the turf.
Oregon roaring down the field now from their 25. They're in Georgia territory at the Bulldogs 37. Second down and 5. Man in motion to the near side. Lines up at a wing on the right. Snap back to Nix. They hand it off. They run a reverse, and then they pitch it back to Nix. Try a flea flicker. Nix is off and running. 40, 35, 30. Angles out of bounds at the 28-yard line of Georgia. He may have had a little more room to run, but didn't risk getting whacked. And he's out of bounds at the 28 on the quarterback keeper.
That was a fake reverse flea flicker. Dogs didn't get fooled in the secondary, but immediately lost contain as once again only rushing 4, and we got caught up in a stunt.
9-yard gain for that, and a first down for the Ducks. Nix to throw wide to the left side of the field, caught at the 22 and tackled at the 22, and now a late flag comes in. Kamari Lassiter with the tackle, more like a wrestling takedown over there, and I think that's why they flagged him. 2 flags came in, maybe a little excessive force, and Kirby Smart immediately off the sideline to talk to his young secondary man, Kamari Lassiter.
Defense number 3, unnecessary roughness. The penalty been forced half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
Well, that is a terrible call. It is. Kamari Lassiter is just getting him to the ground. It picked him up and kind of threw him backwards, but there was nothing malicious about that play at all. I think what Kirby Smart was talking about to Lassiter as he came off the field is, hey, don't worry about that one. Nothing you can do. Good play.
That's a Pac-12 call right there. That's not an SEC call. On the 11 now, Oregon threatening severely for the first time, down 21-0 here, second quarter with 5:04 to go in the half. This overflow crowd of Dog fans making a lot of noise for the Ducks down on this end of the field. Play fake Nix. He's going to roll to the left. Got a blocking tight or wide receiver over there, and he's pushed out of bounds by Dan Jackson into the far sidelines. Running laterally, they push him out of bounds right around the line of scrimmage at the 12. He actually lost a yard. Back to the 12, so it'll be second down and 11 to go for the Ducks.
Good recognition there by Jackson. Came from his safety position, read it all the way, able to get outside, took the perfect angle, forcing the loss on that play.
Boy, it's loud on this end of the field. They're driving right into the teeth of all the Georgia people. Nix back in the shotgun. 1 receiver in tight to the left and 2 wide to the right. Nix is going to roll this way to the right, looking, now just throws it away. He ran out of real estate and just had to get rid of the football, and he threw it away. Dogs had him well covered in the end zone on this near side. It'll be third down and 11 as the Dog fans continue to let Oregon and the referees hear about that call against Kamari Lassiter a few plays ago.
The Ducks have found a little bit of room to move the football, but one thing they haven't found is any chinks in this Georgia secondary. Great coverage. Secondary's coming up, very aggressive in the run game, but playing a very, very disciplined football game on the back end of this Georgia defense.
Dogs defense wants a field goal try here or a turnover. Third down and long. Nix, they moved early. Their right tackle moved early. They blow the play dead. Flags on the field. Oregon's going to be backed up 5 yards.
Offside. Offense number 74. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
They say it was Stephen Jones, the right guard. It looked like the guy on the end, the big guy against Saleh, who moved early. Maybe they moved in unison.
I think it was Saleh that moved out of his right tackle position. And you're right, it is so loud. Bo Nix trying to get up to the line of scrimmage just to make calls and make sure everybody knows where they're going, but communication right now very challenging.
3rd and 16 for the Ducks. They can get a first down inside the 1. The ball's back on their Georgia 17. Snap to Nix. He looks, throws towards the end zone. Almost picked off by Starks again, but incomplete. Starks broke on the route, cut in front of the receiver. The ball looked like from this angle it sailed right through his hands. And it lands incomplete in the back of the end zone, and the Ducks will have to try for 3 here. He's trying to go to Terrence Ferguson, the 6'5" tight end from Littleton, Colorado, but incomplete.
Again, I know that the scouting report said that 24 is a freshman. Don't go get him. Don't do that. You see him over there, go to the other side.
If he gets his head around, Z, a fraction of a second earlier, he's got a second interception.
No question.
Field goal try by Camden Lewis. 35-yard try just inside the far hash, kicking to the right. The snap is good, the hold is good, and the kick is right through the uprights good. So the Ducks are on the board. They have their first points. A 35-yard field goal by Camden Lewis, a junior from Charlotte, North Carolina. It's 21-3. Georgia leading Oregon. Our first half presented by
Unstoppable. Dogs start this series and empty.
Bennett with a lot of options, throws quickly to McIntosh out at the left side. Got a block from Dylan Bell, the freshman receiver, as he cut in behind it, jumping up in the air to make the catch behind the line of scrimmage on this near sideline. McIntosh gets 5.5 yards up to the 30, just across it, tackled by Hill, the safety, and Funa, the edge rusher.
Yeah, quick slip screen there by Georgia to get McIntosh the football out on the edge. And what Georgia does so well, they've got so many weapons that can play multiple positions. Running backs can go to receiver, tight ends can get out wide. It just makes matching up with personnel difficult.
Now Kenny Mack in the backfield. Bennett fakes and pulls it around, runs to the left, and then throws on the run. And incomplete down at the 45 of Oregon. A.D. Mitchell had man-to-man coverage with Bridges, the corner. Nice play there. I like the options there. He play faked it to McIntosh, and then Stetson could have kept it and run for positive yards. He decided to shotgun it down the field on the run, but incomplete.
Boy, and how they don't call pass interference on that is beyond me as well. A.D. Mitchell was wrapped up, and that ball was in the air.
Maybe Pac-12 rules today. Bennett shifts McIntosh the back from left to right in the backfield. Takes the snap. Here comes pressure up the gut. Throws it to McConkey. Caught at the 35. McConkey to the middle of the field. Lost the ball at the end of the play. It came out. Was he down? Oregon thinks they have the football.
Ruling on the field is a completed catch for a first down. The ball came loose after the runner was down. First down, Georgia.
I thought just in real time that ball came out because it hit the ground, but McConkey came after it fast like he fumbled it. Just saw it on replay. It definitely was the ground that caused the fumble.
Exactly right. That's a scan of energy first down. Ladd McConkey gets it the hard way. He got McConkey to knock the ball loose when he hit the turf. Truss and Willock and McClendon all on that offensive line now for Georgia. Van Pran the center. Mims the right tackle. McClendon the left tackle. And then Truss left guard, Willock at right guard, and he jumps early. Devin Willock with a false start.
False start. Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So that'll back up the Bulldogs a little bit, back to our own 37. There's 2:40 remaining in the second quarter. Georgia with a 21-3 lead over Oregon. First down and 15 for the Bulldogs. Bennett in the backfield with Kendall Milton. Man in motion to the right. Play fake. Bennett all day to throw. Will throw it out to the motion man, Kenny McIntosh. He tries to make the first man miss, but he can. Nice wrap-up tackle made by Bennett Williams, the nickelback, a senior from Campbell, California. Tackles McIntosh wide side of the field right in front of the Georgia bench area at the 42, maybe almost the 43. Got about a half a yard or so. A little bit more than that. Excuse me, about 5.5. It's going to be second down and 9.
It'll be a 30-second timeout.
And a timeout is called.
A good decision there by Stetson Bennett to get to his check down. Oregon showed cover 2 pre-snap. At the snap of the ball, went to single safety. Really solid coverage downfield. Again, good protection and good time, allowing Stetson to survey the field. Made the right decision to get the football out into the flat to his check down.
2 minutes, 22 seconds remain here, second quarter. Stay tuned for the Breda Pest Management halftime report coming up with Hondo. And the halftime report is protected by Breda Pest Management. With Breda, you don't have to be afraid of bugs. 30-second timeout comes to an end. Dogs with a second down and 9 coming up. And the ball is just shy of our own 43 as we move left here in the formation, the configuration at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I believe that's towards the south end of the stadium here. Tight formation, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Dejon Edwards in the backfield. Bennett with a play fake, and he throws it to the big tight end. Catches it facing the line of scrimmage. That's the big O, Darnell Washington, and then he stumbles back to the 50 and maybe have fallen across it. And when he falls, that's about 4 more extra yards.
Boy, there's no question about that. You can tell that Darnell is back, fully healthy coming into this year. You saw the catch earlier in the game where he's shedding tacklers and hurdling people there. Catch, nice little spin move to get north and south and get vertical to put the Dogs into a 3rd and short situation.
8 yards on that pass play. It's 3rd and 1 now for the Dogs in Oregon territory. They've given it to McConkey. He's off and running to the near side. They get enough of him, just enough to trip him up at the 42. He had 2 blockers in front, and he saw the sideline, baby. He saw it. His eyes were big, but Bridges got enough of him to trip him up, knock him off balance, but still a nice run for Ladd McConkey to get the first down. Did they face mask him too?
They did face mask him. Another
no
non-call. I'll tell you what, it is 3 very, very questionable calls, not even questionable, bad calls here in the second quarter of this football game. The roughing penalty on Lassiter, and then there's a pass interference and a face mask not called.
That was a 7-yard pickup. It's first down. Bennett places it perfectly in the hands of Kenny McIntosh. Over the shoulder catch around the 25 down the near sideline. They'll tackle him inside the 5. Kenny Mack almost got his second score of the day, but Bossa, the linebacker, chased him down. He just floated that ball beautifully. Bennett with a nice touch to Kenny McIntosh, and it's goal to go for the Dogs in the Massey Ferguson red zone at the 5-yard line, maybe the 4.5 of Oregon, with 48 seconds to go in the first half.
Wheel route out of the backfield, and Oregon just stood no chance. Tried to cover Kenny Mack with a linebacker. That linebacker was 5 steps behind Kenny Mack.
38-yard pickup. Now, goal to go for the Dogs. 4.5 yards from it. Bennett rolls to the right. McIntosh over on that side. He comes back the other way. Stetson trying to avoid the rush. Throws it up in the air. Caught! Caught! Improvisational! Ladd McConkey in the left corner.
Stetson Bennett just...
Touchdown!
Stetson Bennett just pulled a Bo Nix, running all around. Reverse field. It looks like he was dead for rights as he had Ducks closing in on him and somehow able to get that football out of his hand to Ladd McConkey, who had nobody around him.
That's a perfect example, Z, why Bennett is in the ballgame. Why he was there last year? Why he was ahead of JT Daniels in the ballgame? He made that play. He extended the play with his legs and finally found McConkey, got away from a couple of guys trying to sack him, and just kept that play going.
Boy, and how he saw McConkey, he was spun around, and then somehow he just caught a glimpse of him and threw that football up. I thought he was throwing it away initially.
4-yard touchdown throw. Stetson Bennett, point after by Jack Podlesny, is right through the wickets. It's good. And Georgia has still scored every time they've had the football. It's 28-3. That touchdown brought to you by Engineered Solutions of Georgia, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. What a half by third-ranked Georgia. Here's your Georgia Metals drive summary as the Dogs go 75 yards in 8 plays, a 4-yard throw, first touchdown pass of the game for Stetson Bennett. It's caught by Ladd McConkey, who now has a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown. The Georgia Metals drive summary: from a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. Let's go down to the sidelines. DJ Shockley. Shock.
Fellas, if you remember the touchdown to Ladd McConkey where he catches it coming in reverse and he ends up going in the end zone, this is the creativity by Coach Monken. He runs the exact same play. Now he runs the bootleg, and that's why McConkey was still over there by himself, because on that play he was the decoy. On the other play they gave it to him. So many things that Monken's doing in his offense that they're coming back to, and they're working.
Well, that last play was all Stetson Bennett. I mean, the window dressing and all of that up front looked good, but when the play broke down, it was Stetson who extended it and made it work, as Podlesny will kick it deep into the end zone. Fair catch called for by Seven McGee, the sophomore from Rochester, New York, for Oregon. Ducks ball with 21 ticks to go in the half on their 25 as we pause for station identification on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Second quarter recap presented by Ag South, Ag Georgia, and Southwest Georgia Farm Credit. Loans for land and farms. 21 Georgia points in the second quarter. The Dogs with 313 total yards of offense, 144 for Oregon. Stetson Bennett, what a half. 18 of 21 for 254 throwing the football and 1 touchdown, no picks. 20 seconds to go from the 25. Ducks will throw it on a crossing route. Caught at the 24. Man breaks a tackle at the 30. That's Troy Franklin, a sophomore from East Palo Alto, California. He scrambles to get out of bounds on the near sideline in front of his teammates at around the 37-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 12 with 13 seconds to go. First and 10 Ducks. Now quick snap back to Nix again. pressure. He steps up, avoids it, jumps and throws this time over the line of scrimmage to Sean Dollars, who makes the catch and is tackled by Dumas Johnson. Pop gets him at the 42. That'll be a gain of 5. It'll be second down and 5. There's only 6 seconds left in the second quarter, and it's 28-3. Georgia pounding the Ducks here in the first half.
Yeah, Dogs obviously content right now. Just keep the football in front of you. Don't let anybody behind you. Get this thing into the locker room. You know you get the football coming out at halftime, and the way this offense is rolling, you've got a chance really with that first drive in the second half to maybe put a nail in the coffin.
Good point, as Georgia won the opening toss and deferred to the second half, so the Dogs will be getting the ball. They put 1 more second on the clock to make it 7. Second down and 5 for the Ducks. Oregon has called timeout, and they'll have the ball when time comes back in at their own 42-yard line. 2 interceptions in the first half thrown by Bo Nix. 1 pick by the freshman Malachi Starks, the other by the veteran, the senior Christopher Smith. And Georgia had 4 possessions in the first half and scored 4 touchdowns in the first half. All right, everybody back out on the field. Georgia with 3 guys up on the line of scrimmage. We dropped 4 very deep. And now Georgia will call a timeout to counter the Oregon timeout. Well, we had 4 deep, and then we had 2 in the end zone. I didn't even see them. they were hiding on the red striping in the end zone.
Yeah, we're taking not getting behind you seriously.
And look who we had back there. Darnell Washington was one of the guys back there for that jump ball throw into the end zone possibly, and Malachi Starks was the other deep guy, and he can jump out of the gymnasium or the stadium, so to speak. Thanks to Piedmont Healthcare. They are the official healthcare provider of the Georgia Bulldogs. And the Champions for Charity game is on. Every time the Dogs win, Camp Twin Lakes, the Salvation Army, and Children's Healthcare of Atlanta win, because Walton Gas will donate $1,000 to these local charities for every regular season win. And for every bowl game the Dogs win, Walton Gas will donate $5,000. Everyone's a winner with Walton Gas. Dogs winning the first half thus far, 28-3. 7 seconds remain. Both teams calling a timeout here before we get to the final play, or perhaps 2 of the first half here in Atlanta.
It's been an offensive clinic by the Dogs in this first half. Multiple formations. They're doing a nice job of getting the matchups that we want. And we've got weapon after weapon that can provide matchup nightmares for opposing defenses. When you look at Darnell Washington, Brock Bowers, Kenny McIntosh, what a first half he has had as well, catching the football.
And now we change up the defensive formation. 5 across the middle row and then 3 deep, and they throw a pass, a fly pattern down the near sideline. It's caught on the run by Troy Franklin, and he's tackled out of bounds, wrestled out at the 36-yard line, and there's 1 tick left on the clock to the Georgia 36-yard line, and Oregon calls another timeout. So they've got it in manageable position to throw it into the end zone, really. I don't think they're going to try a field goal from here. They're way out of range, I believe, for Lewis, their kicker, with the ball on the Georgia 36-yard line, but certainly that is within range to target the end zone on a jump ball, a Hail Mary at the end of the half.
That's exactly what Oregon was looking to do there. Just give them get themselves into a position where they could throw one up and maybe catch a break and find something into the end zone.
Well, that last play, they had Troy Franklin streaking down the near sideline, and Nix hit him in stride for a 22-yard gain. Just 1 second remaining in the half, and the Dogs don't want to fall apart here. Keep Oregon off the board, out of the end zone. Their lone score is a field goal of 35 yards today. And Georgia leading it 28-3 as we end the near the end of the first half.
Dogs here again will be in prevent. They bring Darnell Washington and Malachi Starks back, get their feet into the end zone. Dogs will rush 3, and Everybody else is deep.
Ball's on the near hash. Moving to the right is Oregon from the Georgia 36-yard line. Last play of the half. Snap back to Nix. He runs back on the other side of the 50. We're pursuing. He just hangs it up into a dead spot, and it lands incomplete out of bounds. He just ran for his life. There was nothing to that last play. They never got to attempt to throw to the end zone. Oregon had 3 receivers in the end zone. Georgia had it covered well, and Nix just ran backwards. Georgia pursued him, and he just hung it up out of bounds, incomplete to end the half.
Yeah, Dogs actually showed that we were going to rush 3. Actually brought pressure on that play. Everybody else was at the 20-yard line to the goal line, but brought pressure there. Ducks weren't expecting it, then just blew the play up.
What a half by the Bulldogs, the defending national champions. Do nothing to dampen that spirit. They lead Oregon at halftime by a score of 28-3. We'll catch up with Coach Kirby Smart and DJ Shockley here in just a second. Our halftime interview with the coach will be brought to you by Zaxby's. And right now, Kirby is talking to television, and there's really a lot of positives to talk about. I'm sure Kirby, with the coach's eyes, saw it differently, and we'll send it down to Shock.
Really efficient in the first half from your offense. What are you looking forward to seeing in the second half out of them?
Not getting sloppy, do the same things, keep attacking. Like I said, we're hunting, so we're coming out in the second half to hunt. And they came out hunting in the first half. That don't change.
How some of the guys who haven't had the inexperience playing this ballgame, how they showed up for you today?
Well, they're growing up. They're trial by fire. We've had some busts, had some mistakes, but they're playing hard. We got to create some more turnovers on defense. And we've had a couple penalties on offense, but we've been able to overcome them.
All right, Coach, appreciate it. That could be you fellas.
Shock, thank you very much. The coach says the Dogs are going to be hunting in the second half. They were hunters in half number 1. Black and Luke Nadkarni in our network studios is our producer and engineer there. And is that everybody? I think we got everybody. And thank you for listening along to all the affiliates, listening wherever you may be in the Bulldog Nation. It was a tremendous first half. As halftime winds down now, we're getting ready for half number 2. 28-3. The Dogs in the lead as we work from the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Glad to have you with us for this opening day of University of Georgia football. The Governor's Office of Highway Safety says the penalty for getting a DUI can cost up to $10,000, and that's why the Governor's Office of Highway Safety says drive sober so you won't get pulled over. Take that to heart today on your way home. 30 minutes to go. Georgia will get the football here to start the second half. They were a perfect 4 for 4 in the end zone in the first half. Let's check in with Shock on the sidelines. He was in the locker room at the half. DJ.
Fellas, as you guess, Kirby Smart said, hey, it's second half is 0-0. Let's play like it. He still wants to say let's stay attacking, but he did mention Oregon had 14 first downs in the first half. So did Georgia. We haven't stopped them only because of the turnovers. So let's make sure we turn our level up of intensity here in the second half and finish them off.
Here's Oregon's kickoff. Andrew Boyle will kick it deep into the end zone. Georgia's going to run it out. Kearis Jackson pauses at the 15, finds an opening, hits to the near sideline and across the 35, tumbled down right in front of the Oregon bench. Kearis Jackson with a fine return, a yard deep in the end zone, and he was tackled by the kicker, Boyle. That's the lone setback of that whole play. He got tackled by the kicker, but Kearis with a nice return to get the ball out to the 36-yard line for the Dogs, and that's where we'll start quarter number 3.
And one of the things that you're seeing since Kirby Smart has been the head of this program is that on the special teams, we just are a step above everybody else because of the recruiting that we do. We get into specialty teams, it's 4- and 5-star recruits that are out there on the field getting their time.
Stetson Bennett in the shotgun, 1st and 10 from the 36. Dogs 28-3. McIntosh in the backfield. He'll roll out and we'll throw it to a wide open Ladd McConkey. He gives a man a shake and bake, and off he goes into Oregon territory. Tackled between the hash marks around the 39-yard line. That's a Scana Energy first down. Triquez Bridges tried to get him down and did, but McConkey having a fine game. He's got some moves, gave him a little hip shake to get about 15 more yards down to the Oregon 39-yard line.
Yeah, just a spot route there by McConkey, and the Ducks have completely ignored him. And you're right, he has got some wiggle in him. Left another Duck with their ankles broke.
25-yard pickup, first down for the Dogs. Play fake on a rollout to Bennett. Sets up and throws. Back to the man he faked it to. It's caught out in the left flat. Kenny McIntosh, they'll go low to tackle Kenny around his knees and bring him down at the 32.5-yard line, a gain of almost 7. It'll be second down and about 3.5 for the Dogs. They're up to the line, ready to go quickly. Snap by Van Pran to Bennett. He'll throw a quick out to A.D. Mitchell with blockers. The Big O blocking and springing him a little bit to the 19-yard line. They'll tackle him out of bounds there, Jamal Hill. The Dogs are indeed hunting Z as they move quickly down to the 19 of Oregon after another Scana Energy first down.
Boy, drop backs, bubble screen, reverses, misdirection, you name it, the Dogs are throwing everything right now at Oregon.
Threatening to make it 5 for 5 possessions and scores. They're in the Massey Ferguson red zone right now at the Oregon 19, 1st and 10. Dogs moving left to right here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Bennett with an empty set this time. Drops back into the shotgun, looks to his left, throws it. He fires, in and out of the hands of Darnell Washington. Boy, he couldn't get his mitts tight enough around that football. The ball just pops out incomplete at the 13.
Boy, another well-thrown football there by Stetson. Pretty good coverage here by Oregon. Stetson needed to put it on his back shoulder. It's exactly where he did, and Darnell just was trying to make a move before he secured the football.
Only the 4th incomplete pass by Bennett, and that one was on the receiver. But it goes on Stetson's statistical page. Now it's 2nd and 10. Toss it to Milton with a blocker. He got that block. Milton, can't get by the defender at the 15-yard line. Just enough to trip him up. Christian Gonzalez goes low and gets his ankles. And Milton falls ahead to the 12. Broderick Jones with a key block out on the edge to spring Kendall for about a 7.5-yard run to the 12. It'll be 3rd down and 3 to go for the Dogs on the Ducks 12. We're just inside it.
Yeah, good block there by Truss as well downfield.
Dogs are huddling up. Oregon's defense will move some guys around. Dogs taking their time now. Quick break out of the huddle and sprint up to the line of scrimmage. Under center is Bennett. 2 receivers left. Man in motion comes this way. Stretch handoff to Milton. Sidesteps a tackler. Breaks outside. 10, 5. Touchdown! Give him some end zone.
Tremendous patience there by Milton. There was nothing there. The hole was clogged up initially. He let a mass of humanity finally get out of his way. Then it one little cut to the outside and not a green jersey in sight.
11.5, 12-yard touchdown run for Kendall Milton. And you're right, Z. Nobody over there after he sidestepped the original tackler or would-be tackler. It was all clear sailing into the end zone to make it 34-0. Another Georgia touchdown brought to you by Engineered Solutions of Georgia, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. Now Jack Podlesny out of the hold of Stetson Bennett will apply the extra point. It is up and good. And the hunting continues. Georgia 35, Oregon 3. Our second half today brought to you by First Franklin Financial, serving our neighbors since 1941. Puts his foot into this one and sails it high into the end zone. And Oregon will just walk away from it. It bounces about 5 yards deep for the touchback. And the Ducks will try in vain once again to get something going. They've produced 3 points, but haven't found the end zone yet. 35-3 Dogs, 12-17 to go third quarter. Georgia football brought to you in part by your Atlanta area BMW centers, providing legendary performance, exceptional offers, and a premium ownership experience. At BMW, they only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine. Visit BMWATL.com today. Proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics.
Bo Nix, 16 out of 24 in the first half, 142 yards. 2 big interceptions that thwarted drives for the Ducks.
Yeah, that was a bit of a problem. And Georgia cashed in on the other end for scores out of both of those. Here he's got 2 receivers left and right, one back in the backfield, and he will give it to Fleming, the back. The 5'10", 195-pounder from Chicago, Illinois, plows straight ahead to the 28-yard line, stopped by the freshman Michael Williams and the sophomore linebacker Smile Munden after a 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7. Nix pump fakes, pulls it down, now runs. And Pop will chase him down. He tried to slide or get away. around the 28 or 29, and Pop was right there to get him on the turf. He got a yard, I think is what they're going to give him. No, they bring it back to the 28-yard line now. No gain. Call it 3rd down and 7 again. Jamon Dumas-Johnson with a nice play. The linebacker right on top of the Ducks quarterback.
Boy, fought through a block, able to shed that big offensive lineman from Oregon and get in on Bo Nix. Dogs that time brought pressure. We haven't seen it very often.
4-receiver formation for Oregon. The noise is loud on this end of the field. Play clock is under 10. Nix in the shotgun. One back in the backfield. He'll give it to him. Follows is blocking through the hole, and a nice run by Oregon's Sean Dollars, a 5'8 sophomore from Rancho Cucamonga, California. And he picks up the first down with a nifty little run up to the 40-yard line.
Boy, good job of blocking up front there by Oregon. Took our defensive end, and I'm not sure who it was. It may have been Carter on that one, that they drove him about 4 or 5 yards the wrong direction.
It's 3rd and 7. He got 12. First down for the Ducks from the 40. Nix to throw, and almost intercepted. One hand. Tresman Marshall was spinning around. The ball was trying to stay in his left palm, and as he was spinning, it came out and landed incomplete. Oh, my goodness. Almost interception number 3. The ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. I think Zion Lowe got a piece of that, knocked it wobbly on the other end, and that's when Marshall almost intercepted it.
Yeah, good job of pressure there. Had Bo Nix kind of back it up, threw that one on his heels a little bit. You're right, we tip it, and that one easily could have been pick number 3.
2nd down, 10 for the Ducks. Now a flag comes in and whistles before the snap of the ball. They may have moved early again.
Ball start. Offense. Number 74. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Stephen Jones, the right guard. Big 340-pounder. Jiggling a little bit there in his right guard position before the snap of the ball. Make it 2nd down and 15. The back flip-flops from right to left. Nix will throw to the back, and Fleming takes the pass in front of the near sideline and is tackled immediately by Dan Jackson, the safety from Gainesville. Got up to make a nice play at the 39-yard line. They only got 4 out of that one. And it's going to be 3rd down and 11 for Oregon.
Well, the Ducks have had success slipping their backs out of the backfield, little swing passes where it gets the ball out of Bo Nix's hands quickly. Not so much on that one as Dan Jackson in perfect position once again.
One of the best teams on 3rd down conversions last year, but certainly a new offensive team this year, but they're 6 of 8 on 3rd down tries today. Snap on 3rd and 11. Handoff straight ahead. Not going to get it this time. Robert Beal prevents the conversion on the run by Sean Dollars as he runs the left side of the line across the 40 to the 42-yard line. And it's going to be 4th and about 8.
Well, Oregon here keeping the offense on the field, 4th and 8 on their side of the 50. Obviously, desperation time for rookie head coach Dan Lanning.
Nix in the shotgun. Are they going to try to get Georgia to jump to make it a little more manageable? They're actually going to do this on their own 42-yard line, but they're down 32 points. And now Nix, he might just punt it. Yeah, he dropped back a little bit deeper, and then they let him pooch it downfield. And it will bounce around the 23-yard line and take a Georgia bounce at the end of that kick off the turf. And Oregon will down it at the 24 or the 25-yard line, a 33-yard punt by the quarterback, Bo Nix. And Georgia will have the football at the 25. So we'll keep it right here for this break. 9:17 remaining. There won't be a media timeout here. 35-3, Georgia leading Oregon. Fans, Georgia football brought to you in part by Dos Equis, a proud partner of Georgia Athletics. Get a dose and enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. So another punt by Oregon and another opportunity for Georgia, as the Dogs perfect so far on their possessions and touchdowns. Oscar Delp checks into the ball game. Stetson Bennett at quarterback, McIntosh in the backfield. Dogs ball, 1st and 10 on the 25. There's the snap. Give it to Kenny McIntosh, running right behind Broderick Jones in the center. Cedric Van Pran straight up the hash mark. And the ball will be spotted on the 30 as McIntosh gets 5 yards. Stop made by Jeffrey Bossa, the linebacker from Salt Lake City, Utah, for Oregon.
Dominic Blaylock also in the game on that last play. Nice block downfield.
2nd and 5 Dogs. Maybe 2nd and 6. It looks like they spotted it back a little bit. Van Pran will snap it to Bennett in an empty set. Stetson underhands one straight ahead, and that's going to be an incomplete pass. The ball is picked up off the turf by Oregon, trying to go to Brock Bowers on a little underhand scoop there to set up a middle screen, kind of. But that did not work.
Yeah, just a shovel pass, but Stetson Bennett had to thread that in between 2 defensive linemen that were surrounding Brock. Almost better just to shovel that one right into the dirt.
Yeah, that one could have been picked and easy into the end zone for the defense. Fortunately, it wasn't. 3rd down. Dogs will flip it on the end around to the far side. And that is Daijun Edwards running wide to the left side of the field. He's got the 1st down and more. He lined up in the slot to the right. Came across the formation in the line of scrimmage from right to left. And Bennett pitched it forward to him, and off he went. So that's a pass play and a reception for Daijun Edwards all the way down to the Oregon. Where are they going to spot it? Just across midfield when he stepped out of bounds at the 49.
Yeah.
That's a Scana Energy 1st down.
Best kind of completions a quarterback can have. Nothing more than just a little jet sweep. Turns into a shovel pass there because it's pitched underneath the quarterback. But this offensive line, I don't know if you could talk about them enough, how well.
Back inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Georgia leads Oregon 35-3 here in the 3rd quarter. Let's check in with Shock on the sidelines. DJ.
Fellas, hey, Z, I think you made a good point talking about the offensive line. Every time they come over, there's constant communication between every single guy that's playing today and then some other guys who are watching. But the O-line has done a great job of communicating up front, especially when it's been kind of loud. But they've been the reason why Stetson hadn't even been touched today, hardly.
Yeah, just so much time after time, throwing the football, allowing them to scan the field. We've implemented a lot of misdirection as well, Shock, that it really has Oregon on their heels.
Jeffrey Bossa, the linebacker, was the injured player for Oregon. He was taken off the field. 1st and 10 at the Ducks 49. Play fake Bennett. He rolls and throws. Wide open near sideline is McConkey, but he overthrew his man and incomplete. The ball lands out of bounds. McConkey just kind of pulling up to a slow trot around the 10-yard line, but he had his guys beat, but Stetson had too much muscle on it.
Yeah, McConkey a little out and up. Looked like he slipped at the early part of that route that threw the timing off just a hair.
McConkey, one of the favorite receivers today with 5 catches for 73 yards. McIntosh leading Georgia today with 7 receptions. That's a personal best, 87 yards in receiving. Edwards in the backfield with Bennett on 2nd and 10 from the Ducks 49. Give it to Daijun. Stutter steps left and right. Now drives straight up the gut behind his offensive line. They quickly unstack the green shirts to get to the little guy on the bottom, Daijun Edwards. Broderick Jones just moving green jersey players off the pile. Get off my guy. And Daijun got about 5 to the 43.5 or so, maybe just inside the 44.
A good strong run there by Daijun in between the tackles. Hey, he's flashed a little bit of speed today. We know how physical that young man could be.
Now McIntosh in the backfield on 3rd down and 5. And in motion is McConkey around behind the quarterback, handed off to Kenny Mack. He runs with a lot of blocking to the right, and they surge for the 1st down. Kenny Mack just ducked in there behind 3 or 4 of those big, massive offensive linemen, and they pushed the pile to the Oregon 38-yard line for a Scana Energy 1st down. That's the way to do it.
For just a wall of red. All 5 offensive linemen leading the way there for Kenny Mack as he just powers. Actually, I should say the offensive line are the ones who powered that 1st down run.
The left side of the line right now is Broderick Jones and Devin Willock at guard. And the right side is Ratledge and McClendon. Delp is in the game at tight end and a wing to the left. One receiver right, And McIntosh rather, stays in with Bennett in the backfield. Stetson play fakes and then throws to Kenny Mack, wide open in the left flat at the 40, makes a man miss at the 30, down to the 20, twisting and spinning, putting his hand on the ground. They finally get him to the turf at the 13-yard line.
Boy, weapons everywhere. Again, just a check down, a little bit of pressure that time on Stetson Bennett. He knows exactly where to go. So adept at running this offense. Gets to his check down, another big gain.
Dogs go quickly. 1st and 10 on the Ducks 13. Throw it out in the left flat to McIntosh. He got a key block. Kenny Mack to the 10. Pushes a man away down to the 5. And tackled there on the sideline. Here comes a flag on the play as well.
That looks like it's going to be holding against the Dogs.
Illegal block in the back. Offense number 4. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Well, they call that on the freshman Oscar Delp, and that'll back up the Dogs a little bit after Kenny McIntosh pushed it down inside the 5. And after they walk off the penalty, they'll put the ball down at the 18. The Dogs are still working inside the Massey-Ferguson red zone. They experience the compact utility tractors that will take you through the season strong. It'll be 1st down and 15 for the Dogs at the Oregon 18-yard line. Georgia moving to the right. Milton in the backfield now with Bennett. Snapped back to Stetson. Looks left, throws it for the corner. Milton, and touchdown! Yeah! Touchdown! One-on-one coverage right in front of the pylon. That's A.D. Mitchell. A.D. Mitchell makes the catch on the sideline route right on the left edge of the end zone.
Get the matchup you want on the outside, one-on-one. We've been throwing to tight ends and running backs all day, kind of lull them to sleep. But you get AD matched up there, go back shoulder to him, and he goes up with that big body. Just unfair. The Dogs remain perfect.
Mitchell at 6'4" and 190. He can leap. And he won the jump ball that time. He knew where the ball was. The defender didn't. Point after try, Jack Podlesny. The kick is up and good. Well, the plucking of the Ducks continues. It's 42-3. Another Georgia touchdown brought to you by Engineered Solutions of Georgia, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. The route is definitely on. 5:20 to go, third quarter. We've got a timeout. Our second half today is brought to you by First Franklin Financial. Come see the friendly Franklin folks at one of our convenient Georgia locations. 42-3. I like the sound of that. Back in a moment on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Piedmont is passionate about Georgia, about each and every person that make this state incredible. From farmers to creators, manufacturers to teachers, to the dedicated staff walking our hallways. It's why we're leading real change in healthcare, to empower you through tools that make it easy to book in minutes, check in before you walk in, and have your health information all in one place. Visit Piedmont.org. Piedmont, real change lives here.
In the SEC, we sweat the small stuff, the attention to tradition, the preparation for competition. The smallest things can have the biggest impact on this field and a whole host of other fields. To shine among the brightest stars, you have to sweat the small stuff. Because here, it just means more.
The Dogs are heard right here. This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Sir, you're now being placed on arrest for driving under an influence.
What does that mean?
That means you've earned a night in the Great Bar Motel. During your stay, you'll be photographed, fingerprinted, and given a stylish jumpsuit. And each room has an en-suite bathroom.
Is all this free?
Oh, no. Fines, court costs, and legal bills could add up to $10,000 or more.
Save your money for a real hotel. Drive sober, or we will pull you over.
This message brought to you by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Summer is here. Do you stay in or get outside? Discover the unique all-new curved display screen of the iconic BMW 3 Series. Weave through the mountains in a stylish BMW X3 and take on even more adventures with your BMW X5 and its ample capacity to store all your gear. Because life isn't meant to be spent indoors. This year's summer adventure starts with a drive. Summer on. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Visit BMWATL.com today. Go Dogs!
Back inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Georgia goes 75 yards in 9 plays. 18-yard touchdown pass, Stetson Bennett to A.D. Mitchell to make it 42-3. That's your Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. And with that throw, Stetson Bennett now establishes a new career high in passing yards with 368 yards today, 25-31, 2 touchdown throws, no interception, a rating of 201.7. That's off the chart. And also receiving highs today by Kenny McIntosh, 117 yards and receptions on 9 catches for the running back. May not call him a running back anymore. Also, A.D. Mitchell with a career high 65 yards today on 4 catches, and he just caught the touchdown pass.
Yeah, Ladd McConkey's had a great game catching the football. Darnell Washington has played well. Really, you can go pick any guy on the offensive side of the ball, and job well done.
Podlesny's kick will turn into another touchback for the Ducks. They'll wave it off, let that ball land in the end zone, and start on their 25-yard line. Georgia fans, StubHub is the easiest way to experience every Bulldogs game. Use Virtual View to find your perfect spot, get your tickets delivered instantly, and use your phone to get into Sanford Stadium. StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Bulldogs. StubHub, be there. 42-3, 5:20 to go in the third quarter. The Duck fans have no place to go, so they've just got to sit here and watch this. Not like they can get up and drive home after this. Most of them anyway. Nix steps up in the pocket to avoid the rush. He's off on a scramble, and he'll slide feet first around the 35-yard line. A flag comes in at the end of the play as Nix apparently scrambled for 10. And we'll see what this ACC officiating crew has to say about the penalty marker thrown. The referee is Mike Roach, and he's discussing it with his colleagues right now. And he'll make the announcement.
Holding defense, number 10 of the defense. Correction number 5, 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
10 yards from the end of the run, or 10 yards from where? Because they spotted up on the 43-yard line. Oregon with a big play on that one. A long run by, well, a 10-yard run by Nix, and then a penalty tacked on to the end, and a first down up close to midfield on the 43. Nix to throw, way downfield. Oh, my goodness! In and out of the hands of the intended target, Coda. And he got whacked by Christopher Smith right when he was catching the football. That ball popped up and incomplete. And Smith shaken up on the play. What a hit.
Yeah, great job there by Christopher Smith of staying low, trying to avoid any kind of targeting or roughness penalty there. But got the brunt of that one for sure. You could see it just took the brunt of that hit right on his left shoulder.
Yeah, he hit Coda around the waist, in the stomach it looked like, and he's getting looked at on the sidelines. They're tending to Chris Smith on the field. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification, Bulldogs Sports Network. Chris Smith going to jog to the sidelines under his own power. Gets a nice hand from the partisan crowd here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. A heck of a lick by the veteran Christopher Smith. And Coda's sitting on the bench for Oregon trying to shake off the cobwebs after that blow. To break up the pass play, make it 2nd down and 10 for Oregon back on the 43-yard line. Snap it back to Nix. He play fakes left. Now he runs right, sets up the throw, pressure. He avoids it and throws it into the Oregon bench. Well, the big offensive lineman caught it over there, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, good job of pressure and then contained by the Georgia defensive front, keeping Nix in the pocket. He was looking to get outside and scramble to his right. It forced him to look back to his check down, and Dumas Johnson was right there in the wings waiting for it.
Nix now 17 of 28, 148 yards passing and 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. He's giving some instructions now to his teammates as the play clock is well under 10 seconds. Now they get everybody lined up. They go with an empty set. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Man in motion now jumps into the backfield. And Nix is going to have to call a timeout. Boy, they were moving all over the place. Guys didn't know where to line up. And Oregon has to take a time. They'll use a 30-second timeout with 4:42 to go in the third quarter, and absolutely nothing going right for Oregon today. The Dogs have amassed 462 yards of offense, and we still have better than 19 minutes of playing time to go. Oregon with 213 total yards, 146 through the air for the Ducks, and 67 on the ground. Georgia with 368 on the arm of Stetson Bennett, a career high, 94 yards rushing. Stetson 25 of 31. He's thrown 2 scores. He's run for another. He has not been picked off. Leading rusher today, Georgia hasn't had to run the ball a whole lot. I mean, the passing game, in some instances, has kind of substituted for the running game.
Yeah, it really has. Georgia's done a great job of using the passing game to get outside the tackle box. Really no different than what you would see with sweeps or read option type plays, but they've used the passing game in a way today to get on the edges, get their athletes in space, and then when we've had to go vertical, we've been able to do that as well. It's been about a perfect offensive game outside of a couple of penalties.
3rd and 10 Oregon on their own 43-yard line. Empty set again for Nix. Stands on the near hash, takes the snap, drops back, pressure up the gut, rolls to the right, running with the ball in his right hand and flings it incomplete into the Georgia sideline as he was being chased that time by Smile Munden and Nolan Smith. Smith is the guy that came in there at the last second, almost got him, and those two very familiar with one another from their playing days in the SEC. But the pass is incomplete, and it will bring up 4th and 10 and another Oregon punt.
Speed of Nolan Smith on display right there as well. Bo Nix can run with the best of them, and Nolan Smith stride for stride with them.
Ladd McConkey, the deep receiver in the punt formation for Georgia, stands on the 15. Adam Berry, 2 steps to the right and will boom it away. McConkey, fair catch called for, makes the grab around the 10 or 11-yard line. Pretty good punt by the Oregon kicker. 46 yards for Adam Berry. Transfer from Temple in his first season in Eugene, Oregon. And he delivers a nice kick for the Ducks to pin Georgia in down on their 11-yard line.
Yeah, we'll see here if we start to get some replacements in here on the offensive side of the ball with a sizable lead getting late in the third quarter. There it is, Carson Beck coming in at
quarterback. You're right. Number 15 into the ball game. Carson Beck, the redshirt sophomore from Jacksonville, 6'4", 215. Will make his season debut here in game number 1. Arik Gilbert in the ball game as well. Snap back to Beck in the shotgun. Will hand it off and drive straight ahead with Kendall Milton off the left side, pushing the ball from the 11 up to the 15, maybe the 16. Let's see where they spot it after they unpile everybody. Looking way down at the end of the field. It's at the 16-yard line.
Good to see Arik Gilbert on the field again. Much anticipated after his transfer from LSU, of course, just up the road from Marietta.
He's on a wing to the left of Beck. They shift Milton behind the quarterback. Carson will throw it out in the left flat to Kearis Jackson. He runs through one tackler. Tight ropes it up the sideline, close to the 30-yard line. They push him out of bounds at the 29. Jackson LeDuc, the linebacker, redshirt freshman, on the shove for the Ducks as the Dogs pick up the first down at the 29-yard line, a gain of 13.
Quick bubble screen. I'm sorry, Scott. Quick bubble screen outside to Kearis Jackson. Nice block by Ladd McConkey as well. We've seen Ladd do some damage with his catching the football and runs after the catch. That time doing damage in the blocking game.
Dogs have a new center, too. Warren Erickson in at center. Handoff goes to Milton, looking for running room at left tackle. He finds some positive yards. A little bit of a seam there behind Willock and McClendon. And now Milton will go go to the sideline, but they'll spot him up just across the 33-yard line. He got about 4.5 yards. Jordan Riley, defensive lineman, made the tackle. It's going to be 2nd down 6 for the Dogs from just outside our 33-yard line. So Erickson is the center, and Willock and Truss are the guards, and McClendon at left tackle, and Mims at right tackle. We've got 2 tight ends in the ball game and a receiver to the right, and Beck will throw. It's caught by the back, Dejon Edwards, at the 42-yard line, and Edwards up across the 45 on the Chick-fil-A logo, middle of the field. Christian Gonzalez makes the stop at the 47.
Angle right out of the backfield. You had Meeks on a deep end trying to clear those linebackers, and then Dejon Edwards coming right into that vacated spot. Well-designed play. Good read there by Carson Beck and good delivery.
14-yard pickup. Let's check in with Shock on the sidelines quickly. DJ, what do you got?
Hey, fellas, I know we saw Chris Smith go down there in that last drive, but he is good to go. Had a little stinger, but he's good to go. If he can't go back in the game, he will, but he's good right now.
That's good news. Thanks, Shock. Edwards in the backfield. Beck will hand him the football. Breaks out at the 50. Stiff arm at the 45. And Oregon will grab his arm. Jamal Hill will grab the stiff arm and kind of sling him to the turf at the Ducks' 43-yard line. But another 1st down for the Bulldogs and a 10-yard run by Dejon Edwards.
Yeah, good run there, but a good block by Arik Gilbert as well. And one thing you know about Kirby Smart teams, especially in the offensive side of the ball, if you're going to be on the field, you better be willing and know how to block. Arik Gilbert doing it there.
Kendall Milton back in the backfield. Carson Beck, second quarterback to be used by the Dogs today. Stetson Bennett's day is done, and what a day he had. Beck throws it right down the seam to a spinning Kearis Jackson, who made a catch down below his hips and spins down to the 20-yard line before Oregon gets him down on the ground at the 20. And the Dogs make yet another appearance in the Massey Ferguson red zone. Another 1st down, 23-yard gain. Beck to Kearis.
Boy, inside post from a slot receiver there, Kearis Jackson. That ball again delivered nicely, maybe a little bit behind Kearis, but not bad. Kearis able to spin around, catch that for the nice pickup.
2 receivers left, 2 to the right for Carson Beck with Milton in the backfield. Toss sweep to Kendall on the short side left. Not a lot of running space there. He'll bump through a couple of would-be tacklers for Oregon, and they stop him after a 2-yard pickup to the 18. Jamal Hill out of Rex, Georgia, the safety, the last to hit him.
The Dogs will let the 3rd quarter wind down, get ready for the 4th quarter as they try to stay perfect on the offensive side of the ball.
What a game by Georgia. Over 500 yards of offense through 3 quarters. And that's the end of quarter number 3. Georgia dominating in strong, impressive fashion. 42-3 over the Oregon Ducks. Our second half today is brought to you by First Franklin Financial. Visit 1ffc.com to learn more. 15 minutes to go, 4 fingers in the air. We're going to light up Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. 4th quarter starts right after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Let's get ready for game day, Dog Nation. Tee things up with a smooth, refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Whether you're tailgating at Sanford Stadium or hosting friends at home, keep that cooler filled with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. With a 5% kick of alcohol, Twisted Tea is easy to drink and tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted, Dog Nation.
Twisted Tea Green from Cincinnati, Ohio. Alcohol for 21 years and older. Please drink responsibly.
Some natural gas providers rely on a playbook full of trick plays, like introductory rates and hidden payment fees. Before you know it, you're paying more than you bargained for. You need a strong defense against these schemes and misdirections. After 20 years of providing natural gas to homes and businesses across Georgia, Walton Gas has a winning game plan that puts you first. It's about straightforward rate plans, ongoing value, and a customer experience that is sure to beat the competition. Call Walton Gas or visit waltongas.com to learn more about Georgia's most trusted natural gas provider. And as always, go Dogs!
Do you know what's great about being a Kroger Boost member? Well, for starters, free delivery on orders of $35 or more. Yep, you'll get free delivery on all the Kroger products you love. And as a Kroger Boost member, you'll get more rewards too, like double fuel points on everything you buy. Experience a new level of membership starting as low as $59 a year with Boost by Kroger Plus. Sign up today at Kroger.com. Restrictions may apply. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
All of us love the Georgia Bulldogs. Hey, they're our team. At First Franklin Financial, we want to be your home team when you need extra cash. With over 120 locations in Georgia, we're fast, friendly, and right around the corner. Loan approvals are done right at the branch, so you can get your money right away, sometimes in the same day. Visit WeMakeLoans.com to find the First Franklin branch near you. All loan terms and APR depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria and may require collateral. First Franklin Financial Corporation, NMLS number 141654. Georgia residence licensing number 5656. Offer not available in North Carolina.
Inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Glad to have you along. Our third quarter recap is presented by Ag South, Ag Georgia, and Southwest Georgia Farm Credit. Loans for land and farms. Georgia continues its domination. 14 more points in the third quarter, and the end of the day for Stetson Bennett. What a day the senior from Blackshear, Georgia had. 25 of 31 passing, a career best 368 yards, 2 touchdowns. He scored another on the ground, and he was incredible today as Georgia leads it 42-3. The Dogs with 533 yards of offense through 3 quarters, 213 for the Oregon Ducks. Now Carson Beck guiding the ship for the Dogs, and they're inside the Massey Ferguson red zone right now. 2nd down and 8 coming up from the 18-yard line of Oregon, moving away from us now down to our left, and Georgia will try to stick another one in the end zone. Kendall Milton in the backfield. Beck fakes the pitch, will pull it down and throw, and a back shorter attempt to Arik Gilbert is incomplete at the 5.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a force there by Carson Beck. If he would have come backside and gone through his progression, he had a couple of receivers one-on-one that were running slants on the backside. Probably the spot to go with that football. Tried to force that one into Arik.
Just underway here, fourth quarter. 14:56. Clock stops after the incomplete pass. Milton now to the right of Carson Beck. From Jacksonville, Florida. 6'4" quarterback. Milton's got the football and is running through tacklers and is going to run right into the end zone in the far corner. He never got touched. He just split the green shirts and saw daylight in the corner and found it for another touchdown.
He never got touched because there was a great block by Rosemy Jack Saint and a great block by Gilbert as well. It was nothing more than a little swing pass on the outside. But those 2 blocks just parted the Oregon Ducks, and it was a walk-in from there.
Touchdown for some of the second teamers. Not all of them, but some of them. 48-3. Another Georgia touchdown brought to you by Engineered Solutions of Georgia, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. And Jack Podlesny for another point after try. The snap is good, the hold is good, and the kick is good. 49-3. Ouch. And that time it was an 18-yard pass from Beck to Milton out in the right flat, and Milton went in untouched after he caught the football. Great blocking, as Z pointed out, on the right edge. 18-yard passing scoring strike to cap an 89-yard drive in 9 plays. It took 4 minutes and 36 seconds. Different quarterback, same result. The Dogs have scored every time we've had the football. They've been in the end zone every time they've had the football today. No punts, no field goals, all touchdowns. That's your Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered.
Yeah, Todd Monken right now pitching a perfect game. I don't know if it's like baseball. Can you talk about it if it's football?
Well, you know our opinion on that. You're the only one that has a problem with
I just said it. Now I want to take it back.
Talk away, man. I love it.
But he's pitching just a perfect game right now, regardless of who is in the game. Everything that Coach Monken is dialing up we've got wide open receivers down the field. The execution on top of the play calling is pristine. Just a really good showing for this Georgia offense, and we thought was going to be good coming into this game. I'm not sure if we thought they'd look like this.
kickoff will sail into the end zone for Georgia, giving Oregon the touchback. They'll have the ball at the 25. Well, Todd Monken, you may have heard his comments last month during training camp when the coordinators have the opportunity to express their thoughts and opinions. And Monken said, I get paid to score. He said, I don't get paid to win. I get paid to help to win, but I get paid to score. And that's what he's focused on. And, boy, he's getting some returns. Lots of dividends today based on that.
Boy, he's had 7 chances, and he's done it all 7 times.
You can't get any better than that, can you? Maybe we should go for 2 on some of these or something, just to add a little cherry to the top. All right, Oregon from the 25, and they'll keep it on the ground here on 1st and 10. And the Ducks will run it with Jordan James, the one-time Georgia commit, a freshman from Nashville, Tennessee. And he's hit hard at the 26 by Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins and Tresman Marshall.
Boy, good chance for some of these guys that are running right now, second team defensively, to show their way. There's still opportunity to move up on the depth chart, especially earlier this year with so many guys that we've got to replace. This is an important time right now for these young men that are in the game.
James again with the carry, straight up the gut. And the result's a little bit better this time. He got to the 30. Tresman Marshall, the first to hit him. Ryan Davis, a guy who's been battling through injuries most of his career at Georgia, a junior from Apopka, Florida, in to make a share of the tackle as well. But Jordan James pushes it up just across the 30. He got 4 yards on that one. It'll be 3rd down and 5 for the Ducks. 13:47 remaining in the game. And it's all Georgia today. Nick's nowhere to go, looking for room in the pocket. And he stutter steps towards the line of scrimmage, and he'll get a couple of positive yards maybe. We'll see where they spot the ball. Between the 32 and the 33, that's short of the first down by about 2.5 yards. So we got about 2.5. He needs another 2.5, and Dan Lanning will send out the punt unit.
Really nice job there by Chaz Chambliss, playing defensive end, outside linebacker on that play. Staying home, playing his assignment. It was a little fake pitch to the outside, and then Bo Nix kept it, trying to get outside contain away from the flow of the play. Chaz Chambliss stayed at home, forced Bo Nix up into traffic.
Adam Berry to punt it away a little bit from Ladd McConkey, but McConkey shifts to his left about 15 yards, waves for the fair catch, and makes it at the Georgia 29-yard line. 39-yard punt with a little bit of hang time. And the Dogs will take over at their own 29, leading 49-3. You think Bo Nix says, I never want to face Georgia again in any color uniform?
I guarantee that's what he's saying. You know, he goes all the way across the country to get out of playing Georgia, to get out of playing the SEC, and lo and behold, they're the first team on the schedule, and the result, much like the first 3 verses.
Our second half today is presented by First Franklin Financial, serving our neighbors since 1941. 49-3, Georgia clobbering the Ducks on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, helping the world keep promises.
Georgia is our home. That's why at Georgia Power, we're building the future of energy. Over the last decade, we've invested nearly $10 billion to strengthen the electric grid, installing new substations, upgrading transformers, moving power lines underground, and investing in cleaner energy. We're making the electric grid more resilient and reliable for you and for future generations. At Georgia Power, we know that making smart investments today prepares us to meet our customers' needs tomorrow.
This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Starting trouble. No one likes that. We'll get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we'll take care of that free of charge.
But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $69.99.
You can learn more about our battery selection at AutoZone.com. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2021.
Are you ready for the big party, game day, or any day of the week? American Deli has just the thing for everybody in the family. They've got Phillies, wings, burgers, fish and fried rice that will absolutely blow your mind. You can mix and match flavors that'll make your mouth water, made fresh to order each and every time. Order right now at AmericanDeli.com. American Deli. Deliciousness delivered.
Dogs will start 1st and 10 on the 29 as we rejoin you from the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here in Atlanta. 49-3, fourth quarter, 12:57 remaining. Carson back in at quarterback. Will toss it to the freshman Robinson on a sweep to the right. Branson Robinson undercut at the 29-yard line. Oregon went low on him with Dante Manning, a cornerback. Knocked him to the turf, but there's a flag on the play behind the Georgia offense. Let's check the call.
Holding, offense number 7, 10-yard penalty, first down.
They got Gilbert for that hold, and that'll back us up a little bit.
Yeah, pretty good penetration there by Oregon on that one. Kind of caught Eric on his heels a little bit, got his hands on the outside, which is what drew the flag.
So we're back on the 19 and 1st and 20 for the Dogs. Robinson, the freshman, stays in the ball game, gets the handoff from Beck. Robinson outside to the left, across the 25, almost up to the 30 before two Oregon players drive him back. He broke a tackle from Jamal Hill, and then it was Mace Funa and Flo, I think, that combined to make the stop. Flo was pretty excited about making that tackle, down 49-3.
For a 10-yard gain. Just to throw that in there.
It's 2nd and 10 on a 10-yard run by Branson Robinson. Robinson, a freshman from Canton, Mississippi. 5'10" and 220. He's thick.
He is indeed.
He'll get another try here. A little toss sweep to the short side. Robinson gets to the sideline. Not many places to go there. They drive him out of bounds. Bodies falling all over each other right there in front of the Oregon bench. And Robinson forced into the boundary at the 32 by Casey Rogers, the defensive lineman, and Flo, the linebacker. Savon Clark now will check into the game and running back for Georgia.
Another good block there by Eric Gilbert. Outside of the hold, he's done a nice job just doing the basic things you have to do to find your way onto the field with this explosive offense.
3rd and 7 from the 32. Beck throws it over the line of scrimmage, caught by Clark at the 35 on a crossing route, coming to the near side. He's unable to get away from Oregon, and for the first time in the game, Georgia has failed to convert a 3rd down, and Oregon's fans are sarcastically applauding because their team finally stopped Georgia on 3rd down. The Dogs prior to that play were 9 for 9 on 3rd downs today, and we come up about 3 yards short on that effort.
Yeah, you've got a standing ovation from the Oregon Duck fans that are left.
My goodness. Impressive stuff. Now 9 for 10 on 3rd downs. And we're deep into the roster here at this point, up 49-3 with 10:27 and the clock ticking remaining in the ballgame. First punt of the game, we'll get to see the Australian Brett Thorson, but not until we take a timeout. Kirby Smart.
Georgia takes his first time out of the half.
Calls a time. Not happy with something that he saw out there.
Yeah, well, the play clock was down at 1 when Kirby burned the timeout.
That was probably what he wasn't happy with. Our second half brought to you by First Franklin Financial, serving our neighbors since 1941. Keep your focus, Dogs. We'll take a timeout with 10:19 to go in the game. It's all Georgia. Dogs 49, Ducks 3 on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Game day is full of ifs. Like if Georgia can take home another national championship title. Who knows? But if you want the most convenient way to pay in Athens, get the Georgia Bulldogs Regions Visa debit card. Tap to pay contactless card technology and Lockett card controls give you what you need on game day or any day. To order your card, visit Regions.com/GoDogs. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
I'm attorney Ken Nugent, and I'm here with legendary Georgia Bulldog quarterback and radio host Buck Bellew.
Ken and I are teaming up to give back to the brave men and women of our military. Ken's going to donate $500 to one member of the military every Bulldog football game this season.
If you're a member of the military, go to attorneykennugent.com to enter.
And somebody's going to win $500 every game.
One click.
That's it.
Ken Nugent, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Why do coaches insist that plays be run over and over in practice? Because repetitions and study produce winners. Neil Hondo Williamson for Meriwether & Tharp. Meriwether & Tharp has handled more than 10,000 divorce cases. They've taken the reps and are ready to help. Your kids, your money, your house. You've got questions. Meriwether & Tharp has answers, helping clients through difficult times. Meriwether & Tharp, proud sponsors of the Georgia Bulldogs, theatlantadivorceteam.com.
Do you know what's great about being a Kroger Boost member? Well, for starters, free delivery on orders of $35 or more. Yep, you'll get free delivery on all the Kroger products you love. And as a Kroger Boost member, you'll get more rewards too, like double fuel points on everything you buy. Experience a new level of membership starting as low as $59 a year with Boost by Kroger Plus. Sign up today at Kroger.com. Restrictions may apply. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Back inside the Piedmont Healthcare Radio booth here in Atlanta. Georgia uses a timeout on special teams. Our first punt of the afternoon coming up with 10:19 to go in the game, leading 49-3. And now Brett Thorson will come back out to try his first kick, his first punt in a Bulldog uniform from Melbourne, Australia. Hasn't played a whole lot of American football and had to learn how to kick the traditional American way, not the rugby style. He's got that down pat. But Georgia's not a rugby style kicking team, although I guess they have that option maybe if they want to try it at some point. So fourth down from our 36. Snap it back to Thorson. He'll take a couple of steps to the right and boom, one away. Wow. Backed up all the way back to the 11-yard line, reaching up high for that one. He got some thunder from down under on that one, didn't he?
That's a pretty good start to his college career.
53-yarder. I like that.
He's getting high fives and head slaps from everybody on the Georgia sideline right now.
You're like, I got this American football there, mate. My goodness, he drilled it all the way down to the 11-yard line, and Oregon's punt return man was back, and then had to just reach up and grab the ball so it didn't coffin corner on him. All right, Ducks will stay with Nix at quarterback and start from their 11. They snap it, and they run two guys towards Nix, and then all three run to the left, and then Nix throws it incomplete.
Boy, just salt in the wound if you're an Oregon Duck there. You've got two guys that go the wrong direction. All three players collide at the 5-yard line, and then in panic mode, Nix just throws it away.
All you were missing was the music. That was an awful play. 2nd and 10. Glad it was them. Ducks on the 11. Two receivers to the left side and two to the right, and they will run it through a big gaping hole on the right side of the line of scrimmage. But it's closed quickly. Once they got to the linebacking core, David Daniel Sisavon came up from his safety spot to make the tackle for Georgia at the 16-yard line. That was little Jordan James, the running back, with a 5.5-yard carry. 3rd down and 5 from the 16 now for the Ducks. David Daniel got a nice lick in on that one.
Boy, did he ever. Came up from a safety position.
Daniel and Starks are the Georgia safeties right now. Sorey is one of the linebackers. They throw it out in the left flat. Sorey makes that tackle. He read that one all the way on a little dump pass to Sean Dollars on the near sideline. And Xavier Sorey showing his speed. And as soon as Dollars caught the ball and tried to position himself to run downfield, Sorey was making a nice hit at the 20-yard line. It's 4th down. Oregon going to go for it. Toss it to the left to Dollars. He breaks the tackle, gets the first down, and bumped out of bounds at the 30 by Malachi Starks. Oregon went quick on 4th and a yard, and they pick up the 4th down.
Yeah, good job there by Oregon. Caught the Dogs a little bit on their heels there on that 4th down play. Outnumbered us to the boundary.
Quick snap and a quick toss again. Same side as they work the right side with Dollars again. He's tumbled out of bounds into the Oregon bench area at the 37.5-yard line by Ryan Davis, the linebacker. And the gain was about 7.5 or so.
Yeah, same exact play there from Oregon. Back-to-back plays, just a quick toss sweep into the boundary. And trips bunch into the boundary as well, so a number of blockers out front.
2nd down and short for the Ducks. They haven't been in the end zone today. They've got 8 minutes remaining to try to do that. Nix pump fakes, now pulls it down, rolls to the near side, and throws it into the bench again, incomplete. Georgia had a man in pursuit, and I think that was Sorey again. That was chasing him to the Oregon sideline. And Bo Nix just had to get rid of it, as he's done so many times today.
Good coverage downfield by Marvin Jones Jr. as well. A lot of freshmen, young guys, highly recruited, talented young guys getting a chance to show what they're made of.
From the 37, Oregon with Nix, looks to the right side, rolls to the left, now going to pull it down and run. He was looking to pass, but he decides he can do better with his legs, and he does. He picks up the 1st down as he runs into the Georgia sideline. Out of bounds there, chased out at the 45-yard line. And that's an 8-yard gain and a 1st down for Oregon. 7:33. We saw this formula a lot last year. Teams in the 4th quarters, they just really hustling just to try to get one into the end zone.
Yeah, let me just get points on the board, not get shut out. They're not going to get shut out here today, obviously, but let me try to find my way into the end zone for sure.
Snap back to Nix on 1st and 10 at the 45. His throw to the right on the run is a little bit wide of his target. Jordan James a little bit low and outside as James comes up empty-handed. It's an incomplete pass around the 50. And that'll stop the clock with 7:10 remaining. 49-3, Dogs all day long. And Oregon just trying to hustle to get into scoring position to see if they can punch one into the end zone.
Yeah, it's been a long afternoon for Oregon fans. They traveled a long way just to get hit in the face by the defending national champs.
Boy, did they. Nix dumps one over the line of scrimmage to Dante Thornton on a crossing route, and the long-legged receiver sprints to the sideline, far side of the field, chased out by Malachi Starks. He's into Georgia territory at the Bulldog 49. He got 10 yards on that catch and run, and it's a 1st down for the Ducks. This time they'll toss sweep it to that side of the field, and Oregon continues to move the football. The run by Byron Cardwell, sophomore running back from San Diego. Short side of the field, pushes the ball down to the 36, almost the 36. He got 9. It's going to be 2nd and a yard. Sorey and Dalen Everett, a freshman from Norfolk, Virginia, on the stop of the Dogs defense. Young guys getting snaps today. Oregon will keep it on the ground. They'll run it with Cardwell again. He breaks through tackles around the 25 and edged into the sideline, near side by Chambliss, I think, maybe Starks on the near side. It was Starks that pushed him out of bounds finally. But Cardwell, with fresh legs, moving the ball down to the 20. 16 more yards and a 1st down for the Ducks as the nose of the football is in the red zone for the first time in a while.
Yeah, Oregon doing a nice job on this drive, albeit against a lot of very young players from Georgia, but doing a good job here, sealing the edge, getting outside to contain.
Nix will throw it left side in the flat with blockers, but the play breaks down. 7 McGee caught it behind 2 blockers, but Tyke Smith blows it up and makes the tackle right at the line of scrimmage on the far side of the field. The transfer from West Virginia and former All-American, battling injury last season in his first year at Georgia, up to make the tackle. So it'll be 2nd and 10 at the 20. Clock moving, 5:10 remaining in the contest. Score hasn't changed, at least in the last couple of minutes. It's still 49-3.
Boy, pretty amazing. You're going to have a former All-American transfer in and battling through some injury for sure, but you've got enough talent that he's number 3 on the depth chart.
Ducks will run it this way. They'll waddle it with Jordan James down to the 15-yard line. Make it the 16. Ryan Davis on the stop. The linebacker from Apopka, Florida. Oregon's moving the ball left and right. Then they'll punch one up in the middle on occasion on this drive. 3rd down and 6 from the 16-yard line. That one got 4. Nix in the shotgun. And James in the backfield with him. Now he shifts. Nix takes the snap, pump fakes, pulls it down. A lot of room to run straight up the gut. And he'll run right under the tackle of David Daniel, who makes the stop short of the first down at the 11. Nix trying to dive under the tackle, and Daniel kind of rode him down to the turf, but it's 4th and a yard to go. And they went for it on 4th down back on their side of the 50. No doubt they're going to go for it here, not try a field goal with 3:56 remaining. They're on the 11, 4th and a yard to go. Dogs see if they can stop them and take the ball away, but Oregon going to use a timeout. Georgia takes the timeout, excuse me. Georgia takes a timeout, and we will too. So we'll be back in just a moment. 3:46 remaining. Second half today brought to you by First Franklin Financial. Go see the friendly Franklin folks at one of their convenient Georgia locations. Back after this on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Attention Bulldogs, tailgating at Sanford Stadium this weekend? Make sure your ride looks as clean as the Bulldogs helmets do with a car wash at Zips. Zips Car Wash has 17 locations across Georgia to get your car or truck looking clean, dry, and shiny. And if the Bulldogs win, you win with a car wash at Zips for just $5. Visit zipscarwash.com to grab your winning code and find the location near you. Zips Car Wash, proud sponsor of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Hello, I'm Neil Pruitt, Chairman and CEO of Pruitt Health. We believe family makes us stronger. If being part of a work family is important to you, if you're looking for a home rather than just a job, then now is a great time to make a change. We invite you to join our family of caregivers in skilled nursing or home health. Connect with our recruiters right now. Just email hireme@pruitthealth.com. That's hireme@pruitthealth.com. Pruitt Health is a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Georgia is our home. That's why at Georgia Power, we're building the future of energy. Over the last decade, we've invested nearly $10 billion to strengthen the electric grid, installing new substations, upgrading transformers, moving power lines underground, and investing in cleaner energy. We're making the electric grid more resilient and reliable for you and for future generations. At Georgia Power, we know that making smart investments today prepares us to meet our customers' needs tomorrow.
Everyone deserves a great smile, so Smile Doctors Orthodontics is here to help you, Dogs fans. Smile Doctors accepts most insurance, and whether it's braces or Invisalign aligners, anyone can get the smile they've always wanted with our affordable payment options. With some of the country's leading orthodontists and 50 clinics all over Bulldog Nation, we love to see Dogs fans smile with confidence. So get that amazing smile you deserve. Visit SmileDoctors.com today and book your free consult. That's SmileDoctors.com for Smile Doctors Orthodontics. And go Dogs.
Along with Eric Zier, Scott Howard back inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Let's go down to the sidelines. DJ Shockman. Shock.
Fellas, just one last little observation about Kirby Smart. Watching him in his fourth quarter with the third and fourth stringers, there's no difference than watching him in the first quarter with the first string. I mean, you can see him right now. He's literally jumping on the field, going crazy. The intensity never stops for this guy.
Yeah, see, he just had to be pulled back by his belt loop back off the field. 4th and a yard to go from the Georgia 11 for Oregon. Nix is in the shotgun. They flip-flop 3 guys to the right side of the line of scrimmage. And they flip-flop the back. They hand it to the back. We hit him at the line of scrimmage. Bill Norton, I don't think he got it. I think he stopped him.
Oh, a generous spot. Looks like they're going to give him the first down, but boy, that was close.
Very we should challenge.
They're not even going to. We should challenge that.
They gave him a yard. They gave him the spot at the 10 to get the first down. This time, Daniel going to drop Jordan James for a loss as they tried a quick pitch to the near side, and James tackled at the 12 on a nice play by David Daniel Sisavon. I thought Norton stopped him on 4th down, but they didn't give him the spot.
Yeah, then Oregon went hurry up wisely just so nobody could.
Well, we weren't going to challenge it anyway, up 49-3. But, you know, it's the principle of the matter, right?
Yeah, get the call right.
Exactly. Ball on the 12 for the Ducks. 2:52 and counting. This defense wants to keep them out of the end zone. And so do the fans remaining here in the stadium. Nix in the shotgun, 3 receivers to his left, and now whistles blow. Kill the play before the snap.
Before the snap, delayed game, offense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
You can see the frustration boiling over on Bo Nix as he just chucks that ball into the ground, not happy about not getting that play off.
Unraveling a little bit here down in the red zone. Penalty, 5 yards, pushes Oregon back to the Dogs' 17-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 17. 2:30 to go in the game. Oregon trying to earn some respect, a little smidge of it, to get into the end zone. They throw it to the tight end between the hash marks. He catches it at the 11 and turns and heads towards the goal line, tackled at the 4. Big Terrence Ferguson, 6'5" and 255. Tyke Smith with the stop. 3rd and goal from the 4. Oregon. Snap, handoff. They run it with James straight up the gut to the 2. 4th and goal from the 2 now. Clock moving, 1:56. 1:55. Malachi Starks, Ryan Davis on that last tackle for the Dogs defense.
Boy, the Dog, this is the part of the field where we've got still an ample number of Dog fans. They're on their feet cheering as if this were the national championship game.
Christian Miller, Bill Norton, Tyrion Ingram Dawkins up on the line. Also Marvin Jones Jr., Davis, Tyke Smith. There's the snap, back to Nix, empty set. Need 2 for a touchdown, incomplete at the goal line. He threw it right over the middle, trying to get Ferguson, the tall tight end, right through his hands, incomplete. The Dogs stop him on 4th and goal from the 2, and they keep the Ducks out of the end zone.
Boy, you just talk about a culture that's been developed within a program. When you've got 3rd and 4th string guys out there wanting to keep them out of the end zone like this, and the excitement that you see, boy, that is good to see.
Dogs with a spark late in the ball game to keep the Ducks out of the end zone. It's 49-3. We've got a timeout. Our second half brought to you by First Franklin Financial. Visit 1ffc.com to learn more. Timeout. Back in a moment on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
I'm attorney Ken Nugent, and I'm here with legendary Georgia Bulldog quarterback and radio host Buck Bellew.
Ken and I are teaming up to give back to the brave men and women of our military. Ken's going to donate $500 to one member of the military every Bulldog football game this season.
If you're a member of the military, go to attorneykennugent.com to enter.
And somebody's going to win $500 every game.
One click.
That's it.
Ken Nugent, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
When the leaves start rustling, the pumpkins start plumping, and the scarecrows start crowing, you heed the call of fall. Because you eat, sleep, and drink pumpkin at Dunkin'. So, take your pick of pumpkin with delicious muffins, munchkins, and donuts. And pair them with a classic pumpkin spice signature latte or the ultra-smooth pumpkin cream cold brew, topped with pumpkin cream cold foam. All so you can fall harder. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
Let's get ready for game day, Dog Nation. Tee things up with a smooth, refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Whether you're tailgating at Sanford Stadium or hosting friends at home, keep that cooler filled with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. With a 5% kick of alcohol, Twisted Tea is easy to drink and tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted, Dog Nation.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Alcohol for 21 years and older. Please drink responsibly.
Find deals in the entire Toyota lineup now during the national sales event and bring home a souvenir that's actually worth it.
Look, Mom. It's a tarantula.
Toyota, let's go places. Lease a new 2022 Toyota RAV4 LE for $279 a month for 36 months. Offer valid through September 6, 2022. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. $35.78 due at signing. No security deposit with select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
Seconds to go. Georgia 49, Oregon 3. Let's check the Merriweather and Tharp scoreboard update. Merriweather and Tharp, the Atlanta Divorce team. Other SEC action today. Arkansas leading Cincinnati. They're early in the fourth. It's 24-17 Hogs. Ole Miss 28-3 on Troy. They're in the fourth. Texas A&M shut out Sam Houston State 31-0. And top 25, Oklahoma burying UTEP 45-3. They're late in the game there. Anything else interesting? USC and Rice underway. They're in the end of the first, and it's 7-7 in that ball game. Here again, it's 49-3. It's been all Georgia all day long, and the Dogs just came up with a fourth down stop on 4th and goal from the 2. So our offense will try to get the last 82 seconds off the clock. And we'll go in the victory formation with Carson Beck. Two guys right behind him, and they just Beck takes the ball, and we're playing rugby. Get Thorson out there. They just took the ball and pushed Carson Beck, and the offensive line just surged 5 yards, 4 yards to the 6-yard line. There were 22 guys out there just standing up and driving against each other.
My goodness,
I like that. Let's do that again.
The strength of this offensive line has been on display all afternoon, but maybe none more than right there as we just run a quarterback sneak because you can't take a knee. You risk having a safety, and all of a sudden you've got a 5-yard gain.
They'll do the victory again. Let's do that same play, although Carson has room to take a knee, and I think that's what he'll do this time. He takes the snap, takes the knee. They won't have to snap it again. Georgia's going to be a winner today, 49-3, and the Ducks will waddle back to Eugene, Oregon with their tails between their flappers or their feathers or something, whatever they tuck between their legs, and go home. It was dominant performance by the Dogs today. Let's talk about our fourth quarter recap presented by Ag South, Ag Georgia, and Southwest Georgia Farm Credit. Loans for land and farm. Well, we only got 7 points in the fourth quarter. That was a drive directed by Carson Beck, who got some valuable snaps and some valuable time in that fourth quarter. And Georgia, for a time there, had scored a touchdown on every possession they had. And then we finally got stopped on a third down for the first time. We went 9 out of 10 on third down conversion tries today. We had to punt for the only time in the ball game. That was the only stop Oregon had all afternoon as the Ducks get buried by the Bulldogs today here in Atlanta in the Chick-fil-A kickoff game by a score of 49-3. Stetson Bennett, whale of a ball game for the senior from Blackshear today. Career best 368 yards passing. He only had 6 incomplete balls, 25 of 31. Threw for 2 touchdown passes, ran for another, executed the offense beautifully today. And what more can you say about the season debut of this Georgia team? The defending national champions, and they look like the current national champions after this performance.
Yeah, there's no question. You know, when you go back and you're going to look at the tape on this, offensively, man, it was one of the more flawless performances I've seen in a long time, especially from the University of Georgia. Defensively, I think there's some things to work on. And listen, you only give up 3 points, you get 2 turnovers, you win that battle. So a lot of good, no question about that. But I think some things to clean up a little bit, a few missed assignments that we can get tighter so we can get better from where we played today. But you play the number 11 team in the country and you go 49-3, and it could have been much worse than that. I'd say that's a pretty good start to running it back.
No disrespect to Oregon, but I question that number 11 ranking coming into this, and I think we'll see that adjusted as they go along this season. Who knows what kind of year they will have, but certainly not evidence of being one of the top 11 teams in the country today against a team that looked like number 1 or number 2, really, to be honest with you, the way Georgia just dissected Oregon all afternoon.
Yeah, it was pretty easy, especially on the offensive side. You know, all the talk about all the number of people that we lost, and listen, Georgia's defense only giving up 3 points again. That's remarkable when you think about the number of guys that left. Not the same kind of dominant performance that we would see out of the Georgia defense from last year, but you just flip the page over to the offense. That was as dominant as I have ever seen Georgia's offense.
They have put up a small temporary stage on the field for a brief trophy presentation. The awarding of the old leather helmet will be issued to the Bulldogs. We'll see if we can hang on to this. Kirby's up on the podium with a handful of his players. So we'll keep it here until we hear from the coach, and then we'll take that break and head into our post-game coverage. And, wow, we've got lots more ahead for you here on the Bulldogs Sports Network, but we're going to keep it right here on the field as the Redcoat Band continues to play in celebration of a 49-3 victory over Oregon. Most of the Ducks have left the field, headed to the locker room down in the south end zone, and Georgia's still out on the field. And I think we can get some audio from down on the field, possibly. If that's the best it is, we may bail out of this. It doesn't sound like a direct feed. We're going to try to see if we can hear from Kirby Smart, but we're getting more of Stadium PA. So I'll tell you what, we'll take a break. We'll come back, get our post-game coverage underway. The locker room show straight ahead. Georgia 49 and Oregon 3. And we'll hear from Kirby in just a little bit. In the line. Oh, there we go. All right, we'll hold it here for a second.
Look at this. How about these guys right here, baby?
They're putting the old leather helmet on the coach. That's the second time he's had that. He had that against North Carolina several years ago in this game. Took off the visor, put on the old leather helmet.
What a great organization. This has been one of the best events there ever is. I'd like to thank President Moorhead, Josh Brooks, for all they do for our university. I'm proud to be a dog. Let's keep it rolling. Go Dogs.
All right, quick comments from the coach. We'll jump into a break. Our post-game coverage is straight ahead. Georgia 49, Oregon 3. And that's a final on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Well, beyond the earth, beyond all things that gave us birth, we'll navigate the seas of the sun. If God is throwing dice and Einstein doesn't mind the chance, we'll navigate the seas of the sun. Infinity runs deep, eternity that we can keep. We'll navigate the seas of the sun. Flowers of our souls, purple, blue, and gold refined, to navigate the seas of the sun, so we know who we are, even in this frozen waste. We'll navigate the seas of the sun, living in this place, staring into space, we'll find.
Gators, quick throw. Mitchell makes the catch. He breaks away. 30, 25, 20. Veers inside. 10 breaks the tackle. 5 breaks another one. Touchdown!